Starts, but then later there's running and screaming.
G'day everyone, Matt over here.
Sorry, is that me? That's me.
The Brickheadz here. At least I know the sound's working.
Why is Wally flat on his back? What are you doing?
Went a bit Wally.
Guys, I'm so lucky that I have you, because if I didn't, I would be pregnant by the end of the night and having fake parties who all rob me of my VIP points.
Yeah, I suppose skeletons really not going to cost you an arm and a leg, are they?
To the Leicester Square store, and they had 3 people stood around feeding bags for the whole time I was there. What are you doing?
I was terrible at feeding those bags. I just can't.
I was. I was. I had security in Sainsbury's. Was it Sainsbury's? Morrison, all looking at me. And Tom said to me, I think we're being watched. I said, I'm not bothered. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm feeling bags.
But I haven't got a Woody. That sounds dodgy. I haven't got a Woody minifigure.
There's 2 now! It doesn't matter!
That you're all having a good evening or afternoon or morning wherever you are, and certainly much more pleasant this week without the heat, which I think was knocking us all about. So I sort of feel like that was the last little burst of summer, and then maybe it's all winter coming along. So hope it's good wherever you are. And we'll get into the usual sort of thing: share, like, subscribe, do all that social media good stuff there. And shout out to the replay gang as well. Shout out to Brian's Bricks, who left a comment on the previous replay that he was watching. So if you're watching this back, want to shout out the next one, leave a comment, and then I will shout you out the next time around. So just a few people have seen there in the chat. Hello to Omega Man. Good to see you in. And where's the Mayo? Well, he's actually there. Good to see you. I hope that you're going well this evening. I think it's been a while since seeing you around. Hope that you're going well. And we'll just get on and do the usual sort of quick little plug for the sponsor, just help pay a few little bills and things.
This video is brought to you by McCatsum Holiday Homes in Margate and Broadstairs. Great for a week's holiday or a weekend escape, being just over an hour east of London, UK. Treat yourself to amazing sunsets, a Lego wall, or great food. Visit www.mcatsim.com and mention this YouTube video and we'll look after you.
And I think with that now out of the way, also just saw here 2 to 4 players also jumped up. Hope that you guys are going well as well. And they did, I think the last week or so, we're part of a charity raise there. So great to see them being able to raise some money and awareness with that. And I think that's covered the main things off. So we might start getting a few people in. And I think we had her on last week, our usual roving Amazon Germany affiliate, sort of promoting everything there. And I think since then she finished off Gringotts Bank and has probably built another 37 other sets there. So we'll sort of see what she's up to this evening. Good evening to Lady McBrick. How are you going?
I am very, very well. I'm not really sure if with the thing that I'm doing, whether that's already spoiler or not. I guess not.
Ooh, one of the Ahsoka ones there. So
right.
Good call. So, a few people building that. And yeah, we'll be talking Ahsoka spoilers in the 3rd hour. So until then, no spoilers on Ahsoka in the chat or anything like that.
And I just opened bag number 1, and just based on that, I guess there can't be any spoilers, because is that the right color? I thought he's silver, isn't he?
Yeah, no, he's silver. I would have thought he's silver. So unless they were going off a previous Clone Wars, because you know how they have to do these things in advance and secret and cloak and dagger. So maybe if it was off early concept art or something, it may have been that color. But no, from what I can remember, it's definitely silver.
Right. Thank you very much. Because I just opened it and thought, and it's either me having Alzheimer and already forgetting what I saw yesterday, or he's really the wrong color. So strange.
Yeah, you're sort of like, is my eyes and memory playing tricks on me, or is there actually, this isn't the right one? So
Right.
I don't think it's the right one. So either that, or we're both losing our marbles. So
Right. He is getting to us.
Yeah. It could be just a hangover from that effect. So okay, great. Yep. No, great to see you in, and yeah, we'll sort of catch up a little bit later on how you're getting on with that build. I did notice that Amazon Germany early this afternoon that went down to some crazy price as well too. So
I bought it a bit too early, but I already bought it at a discount, so I didn't pay full price for it. So I'm not bad.
Not too bad. Yeah. So cool.
But Amazon really went crazy. 40%, 45%. It's amazing what's going on there.
Yeah. I think we're starting to come into that sort of end of the year retail and everything like that. And I think there's it's been a little bit of a soft year, so they're certainly trying to make up for it and get the early spend happening. So be interesting over the next little bit to see where all that goes. But I'm sure, as we always appreciate in the group there, you're keeping us informed on what's happening in your part of the world. It's like, interesting.
Always with good intentions, I promise.
Oh yeah. Anytime you send the money. And a shout out to Polar Bricks that we've seen there in the chat. Good to have you along. Hope that you're going well. And also now moving along, we'll bring some more guests in. And I guess the first one, which now that they're starting to settle into their new home and everything like that, being able to actually do some building rather than sort of pulling stuff apart, which I'm sure after a while would start to get a little bit annoying. Welcome along to Brick Askew. How are you going, Stephen?
Hello. Yeah, very well, thank you. Settling in, like you say. Well, starting to. Still, finished cleaning the old flat tonight, just before this. So that's all done now. Just got to hand the keys over. And otherwise, getting used to using my brain again at work has been a bit of a struggle this week so far. But very well otherwise. And building Lego, like you say. I've got halfway through there, Lion Knight's Castle. So I'm starting the second building. Yeah, it's really nice to just actually build some Lego. And now I've got to figure out how to set up my room here so I can start doing some mocks together.
And starting to have a few things out of easy reach and sort of optimizing your mock flow. And everything.
Exactly. Yeah. I've got a standing desk to put together first, though. I figured I work from home, so I should probably start looking after my posture a bit.
Yeah. Oh, have you decided? Will you focus on display or rather on parts collection, or both?
Probably my parts collection. I've got this because I've got to. I don't know. Probably sorting the room out first. I've got to take out. I've got wardrobes built in that I need to take out. Do the walls, do the floors, and then figure it out from there. So
Yeah.
if I actually get started, I don't know what my background will be like next week. Might be a half dismantled wardrobe.
Yeah.
I might have a blurred background next week.
Oh, that's funny.
Is that the blurred backgrounds just a hangover from too many work meetings or something?
But yeah,
So,
really,
great,
really
excellent.
enjoying
Well, that's
life. It's good. Lego life.
yeah. I would imagine once you've been able to hand the keys back, then that's sort of that done and dusted, and you can sort of move on with your own space and really sorting that out.
Yeah, exactly. Get unpacked. Be nice not to have boxes everywhere at some point. I don't know. Don't know how realistic it is that will get sorted quickly or not.
Brilliant. All right then. As always, great to have you in, and we look forward to seeing what you're going to be building a bit later on tonight. Moving along then to how should we do this one? You might have seen that the intro was tweaked a little bit, so if there's any of the good bits, that was because of my next guest, and any of the dodgy bits, well, that always falls to me. So welcome along to Trevor's Videos. How you going?
How we doing? Hi, Nicole. Hi, Matt.
Hello.
I'm still laughing at that intro. If it wasn't for us, it would stop Nicole from getting pregnant.
It would have been interesting to figure out who of you guys would have been the father.
You can't blame us. We're dealing with Lego. And then me getting in trouble with the security guys. I remember that. That's the time that you could feel the bags on CMS. No, it's great to be here. Thank you for having me on again. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it's always good to have you on, and it's funny when because as I'm going through some of the shows, I'll just write down a few of the little clip notes, the time things, and then later on go back and have a look at some of them, and you end up watching half the stream back because it's sort of like, some of the bad jokes and things that go in there, or the conversations which you didn't quite hear properly the first time. So no, it's always fun.
No, it's a good intro, that is. Yeah, you got to have a laugh, haven't you?
Yeah, and you never know. Maybe I will steal it for if I ever started to stream. Can you remember the movie with Tom Selleck, 3 Guys and a Baby?
Yeah.
That will be my first thumbnail. I will invite you to be on my stream, and that will be the thumbnail.
You just do a weird thumbnail based off that.
Yeah.
So, brilliant. And then I'm just seeing down there in the comments there, it's good to have Mayo. Never seen or heard of Trevor or Askew before, only read their comments. Well, here's a good chance to put an avatar and a name to a face and everything like that. So these guys are always here. And I think, as you said, it's you being awake at 5 o'clock in the morning, because out in Ausland, I always sort of say it's, it's a 8:30 start in UK, 3:30 in America, and silly o'clock in Australia. So you're at the silly o'clock one. So appreciate you being in.
Yeah, it's a good effort. 5 in the morning.
Yeah, well done, Mayo.
Appreciate that. And our last guest to bring back in for the time being at the moment, someone that their White Whale set was released recently, and they always were going to say that they're going to savor it and really enjoy it, and they certainly have, because everybody else that I know that was into the Harry Potter, within a day or two it was built, done, moved on to the next thing. But no, I'm glad to see that they're really taking their time. Welcome along to One Brick Stud. How are you going this evening?
Hey guys, you're right. Yeah, all good. Yeah, I'm savouring this. I'm taking my time. But my heart can slow down a little bit more. I just had to just put 2 stickers on. But I'm absolutely delighted with it. I think that deserves a post in itself. I mean, look at that.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. I bet your hand was shaking, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I was proper shaking, yeah, but all done. And that is the sticker side of things done as well. It's just 2 early stickers, so I can just focus on the plastic bricks now. Yeah, two stickers done, 48 to go.
So it's good if you just let us know what you've got coming up on your socials. That's it then.
But yeah, but it's thanks for having me back. Yeah, I'm full of energy this week. So obviously, last week I was feeling a bit groggy last week, but now I feel so much better. And it's so good to be back and to hang out with you guys and everybody in the chat.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah, no, I sort of appreciate last week when you're around for about an hour or so, because you did say that you weren't feeling the best. So it's good to see that you've recovered and sort of back to full health, and be able to go through and make sure that you can get nice and stressed out by all the stickers and everything. I mean, you got a bit to live up here. We've seen how Nicole has cut up her Gringotts and got it all perfectly sort of pretty much aligned there. So, you've got to keep the level of standard and quality.
Do you know, the other day I saw, and I was going to mention this before we go on, I noticed somebody had cut the sticker, but cut both sides of the TS. So they cut it twice. I come across this the other day, yeah. So they wanted to move Gringotts and Bank. They want to separate it a little bit more, so they cut both sides of the TS. Yeah.
They cut two.
Oh, so the TS was right, okay.
But yes. I cut both stickers too. When you look at the sticker sheet, there are the 2 T's. Yeah. And both of them I cut. One on the right side and one on the left side to bring them closer together.
Right.
That I did.
But then on the other side of the S as well, did they cut?
Yeah,
so between S and the
other side.
Yeah.
So like 3.
So bring the pieces closer. Yeah.
So around 2 stickers, they had 3.
Yeah. So you didn't cut the other side, Nicole. You didn't cut the other side of yours.
No, you didn't cut the other side. Yeah. So they just cut it out.
Yeah.
It's really bizarre that. Yeah, but I won't be. I don't think I'll be cutting mine. I don't think I'll do that.
It's a bit of a madness, isn't it? Yeah, like you say, you shouldn't have to cut stickers.
You shouldn't have to. No. But no. From what I've seen from like Nicole and Greg and Rosie and Lauren and so on, those who've cut their stickers, they've all done a good job.
But it's a tricky thing to do because there is not. It's not that you have to cut off millimeters. It's really just a tiny fraction of a millimeter that you are cutting off. It's not easy because if you cut too far into the sticker, you cut into. There is a line out between the letters, so you would cut into the shading of the lettering.
I mean, the thing is, how much have you paid for that set? It should be right and just bang on right to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not as if it's a 20, 30, 40, 50 pound set, is it?
Right.
Yeah, they could have shrunk the font size of it maybe, but I still think it should have been printed either way.
Yeah.
I think there's some things you can get away with when it comes to stickers, but I think that's important. That is, they should have printed it, but
if we are lucky, then we get the prize next year in the advent calendar.
Printed thing.
Yeah.
That would be kind of ironic if they did it that way.
Yeah, here's your sticker or here's your printed thing.
Right. The stickers are quite something. It's not the standard sticker that you get in every other set. There is some shine to it. It's
okay.
But it's totally true. It should have been printed.
For that amount of money.
Yeah. But they sort of had this issue with the Wheezy Wizard Wheezes in the Diagon Alley set. It was all split and it just looked a bit off.
They could have learned from that as well, right? It's not like this was the first time they did it.
No, it's not. And I think I think I haven't got the new Wheezy Wizard Wheezes. It's one of those sets I'm just waiting till, you know, it's down on the list. And I'm waiting for it to, get when it's on discount. But I think they've even done the same with that. I think there's even some awkward gaps in that. In the signs,
But there are alternatives. I saw from an alternative provider a review, and they printed over multiple pieces as well. But what they apparently did, they used one of the plates, put the things, the other plates on top of it, or the tiles, then printed on it. And what you get apparently is the plate with the tiles on top of it, and you see that it is printed on tile, so that it is perfectly matched.
Yeah.
Apparently.
But it's like the Hogwarts Castle and Grounds. All the pieces in that are printed. There are absolutely no stickers.
Yeah. It's so strange because that one is only original price 170. I think it's at the moment 120, 130 on Amazon.
And I think the Viking Village that's due out next month. I don't think that's got stickers in either.
No.
That's amazing.
So it just shows you what they can do.
Right.
Do you reckon Lego do it like, say for example, the Castle and Ground set, but because all the printed pieces are the same, a lot of them are, the same. Do you reckon that's why they do it? So they're not making, many of new printed tiles and pieces. It's just, there's loads of printed pieces, but they're the same ones, aren't they?
Right, but but there are so many other, there are other providers who come with sets with all printed pieces.
Yeah.
They can do it. Why can't Lego?
Yeah.
It's a big mystery, that is, because
they know they can get away with it.
I mean, if you look at the Gringotts, going back to the Gringotts sign, we saw it, and everyone else saw it and commented on it, but it didn't. I still wanted it more, even though the sign was bad. They know we'll still buy these sets, don't they?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Are Harry Potter fans in a similar vein to Star Wars fans in terms of how picky they are?
Potentially,
I get the impression not as much. I can't imagine what it would have been like if something like this happened in Star Wars. I suppose there's the helmet holes.
Well, what I've noticed, because I do watch some Lego Star Wars YouTubers. I think they have beef with Harry Potter because of the amount of minifigures they have. Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I know they don't have many in Star Wars and so on. They could have like a £90 set and there's like 2 or 3 figs. We could have a £90 set and we've got 8.
And we have less expensive sets like the banners and the books, which come with 3 or 4 minifigs for €30.
Yeah.
How much is Star Wars tax, though? I guess I wonder how big a part that plays.
Well, it's only about 10%.
Yeah,
it's what royalties sit between. Usually about 8 to 15%, but I mean 15% is usually on a pretty an aggressive sort of thing, which they're generally not. So it's not some ridiculous thing where it's like 20-25%.
If it's more than Harry Potter, I mean, if Harry Potter's like 6 or 7 and Star Wars is 10, that's enough of them.
No.
But I have no idea. I'm putting numbers out there.
I'm not sure if I asked this, but do you reckon Star Wars figs cost
a lot of licensing?
But do you reckon Star Wars figs cost? I think I've asked this before. I can't remember
the answer. Before with different licenses, so.
Does Star Wars figs cost a little bit more to make because of all those molds, like the molded heads and so on? Does that mean the minifigures more expensive to?
Got molded heads as well, there, hasn't it? Like
they have
not as many.
Yeah, I mean, you get like creatures and so on, like basilisk snakes and dragons and so on. I'm just looking at purely the minifigures because obviously, you know, they've got different that sort of species and so on. A lot of Harry Potter, all the minifigures are all human, but just well, like that minifigure Hugh Yang or what his name is.
Yeah, that's fair.
Does he cost more?
I like the idea of Hugh.
Yeah.
And then they do not even match the color.
Oh yeah, you were mentioning that before, weren't you? Yeah, it's
Well, I suppose again it depends when Lego get the information about these characters, colours, and different things. You don't know whether something's changed along the way, and it's too far down the line for Lego to change what they've already got in production. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he's around for some time. Was he ever beige or tan colored?
I can't remember in the show, in the Clone Wars or whatever he was in.
Yeah,
it's a bit different though.
A year ago or whatever, however long ago it was, if they had concept art. Because I guess with Harry Potter, it's all been done already, hasn't it? So
yeah,
if they get the colours wrong, it's because they've made a conscious decision.
But wasn't he in Clone Wars as well?
Yeah, I can't remember what colour he was in that though.
I can't remember. I need to watch Clone Wars. I've never even watched Rebels. I do need to watch that. Although, obviously, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but the way Ahsoka's going, it is making me feel like I do want to watch Rebels.
It's worth a watch.
I've actually during the week gone through and now watched the first season of Rebels, and it was so much easier to watch it because at least I tried to watch it before, but this was years ago and didn't really get past the first episode. And now, at least, having seen Ahsoka, knowing some of the characters and that, it made it so much easier to get into the series and that. And I really enjoyed the first series, and we'll watch the second at some point. But yeah, it
does get better as well.
Worthwhile. DJ's come here. Hugh Yang was a bit more tan in Clone Wars. In Ahsoka, he's more shiny. So yeah, maybe they were going off an early bit of concept art or something.
Yeah. Look at that. I didn't. Yeah.
I think I'm going to get the shuttle this weekend. It's AFOL day, so it's on my list.
You are. You decided.
Yeah, as well. I'm definitely going to get it. Is whether I get it this weekend or wait a bit and get it on a discount, because I'm sure it will get at least 20% off soon enough.
Yeah.
Plus, like what you said, we're moving everything. Get it while you can.
Yeah, there is that. Yeah, I should probably spend the money now before it goes on curtains or something like that.
No, Lego shelves. That's what you want to spend the money.
Because with that, it's obviously you get to the time of year where things will start retiring, and we've got another AFOL day in December, but sometimes you get a Black Friday and it sells out, and that's the end of that.
When you say retiring, I keep hearing Mos Eisley's Cantina. I need to get that before it retires, because that's going to be a ridiculous price, I think, on the aftermarket.
That will be going soon. I would have thought that's going to be quite hard to get within the next month.
Yeah.
Have to sell Gringotts, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so take that bag back up.
We want to get that. It's right. It's probably the two sets on top of my priority list. Is I'm going to have to put the Cantina as number one because of it's soon to retire, and I do need to get the Home Alone set. I really want to get that one.
I do want that. I think I've just put that since the price hike. I'm now like, okay, I think that's out of my budget now.
And just to let you know that the Wiki Brick are currently working on an exclusive display case for Gringotts, just to put that out there as well.
Yeah, I didn't know they were making an exclusive one, but I do know that they have got a case on their website, but there's no image of it. They've just got it coming soon.
Yeah,
But I am aware of that, you know.
Trust me, for that set, they'll do an exclusive one. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
they will.
Yeah,
without a shadow of a doubt.
I do love me cases. Obviously, you wouldn't get a case for every set, but I think for there's 1 or 2, maybe 3 or 4 sets that is just like your favorite sets of all time. I would encourage anybody to get a case. I know you can just clean it and vacuum it and so on, but I just think a case just gives it a nice touch. And just free as well.
Do they come out quite quick after the sets come out? Or do Lego, do you reckon they get them early from Lego to be able to design them? Or do they have to wait like everyone else?
I don't know. They're not far behind, to be fair. Probably, I don't know, I'd say a month later.
Okay.
They'd release a display case, yeah.
Did you say you get one for the Hocus Pocus set, Trev?
Yeah, I've ordered that. That's sold out, the exclusive version. You can get the other version that they've done because they'll do an exclusive and a standard. So the exclusive one, I was looking at it. I bought it that night it got released, and then a couple of days later it just sold out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm waiting for that.
They're quite popular then, Wicked Brick.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, there are other companies, don't get me wrong, but these are the ones I've purchased, and you get what you pay for. It's quality. They are well put together, so. But I ought to try some others really to see what they're like as well, because you can buy just custom display cases that different sizes to put different sets in. You don't have to buy a purpose-built display case. You can buy custom ones as long as you know the size that you need.
Behind me, I've got iDisplay it just for my Privet Drive set. I just wanted to test it out, so I've got it here. And I bought this a couple of weeks after Privet Drive came out. Can't really lift it, but it's just here. And when I built Privet Drive, I put it straight in the case. It's been in there for 2 years, and there's not one bit of dust in there. Not one bit of dust on it.
Yeah, okay.
That's why I buy it more for the dust-free, sort of perks, But no, it is good. But I do want to get one of those nice Wicked Brick ones with the background on. His backgrounds are gorgeous.
It's like I love the one for the Up House, the exclusive one they did for that. That was gorgeous. That is.
One behind Jim.
Yeah. There's a reason it's behind me, but all will be revealed later.
Oh.
Stay tuned, folks.
Yes.
So, what do we think about the Venator?
Well, I'm going busking at the weekend. I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah, it looks amazing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Where are you going to put it? Come on. Look,
I'm not going to get it.
You say you're going to buy some shelves. Come on. You've got to measure that out, haven't you? Come on.
Yeah. It's the red. The red's gorgeous on it. It's...
Oh, yeah. I mean, I love it. I would love it. I'd love to build it. I'd love to stop motion it. Not speed build it. Yeah. But I've got absolutely no one to display that. Unless Wicked Brick come up with that, you can hang it from the ceiling. Or build a coffee table. Somebody build a coffee table for it, won't they?
I mean, it's all possible. It's all possible with story. I think like Duck Bricks, he defines the odds of them displaying.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Got sets everywhere, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's even got the Mos Eisley Cantina against the wall.
Yeah, all up the stairs. He's ducking and diving. He's got it's a superb display.
That's why he's called Duck Bricks, isn't it? 'Cause the amount of times he needs to duck when he's walking. There's a reason for why he's called Duck Bricks. It's not that though. He's on Lego Masters, isn't he?
I'd expect that from Trevor.
Yeah, I think space and budget, like TJ says. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
I would love it, but I don't know what I would do with it. And I think, was it 550 quid? Maybe?
No,
Okay.
more than that,
more?
wasn't it? Was it
It's
6?
650.
It was 600
Yeah,
or something.
getting into holiday territory there, and or like,
Oh.
I don't know, do a room up for that. Yeah,
That's right.
and also, I think I'd rather get the Razor Crest UCS if I had to pick. Well, actually, if I had to pick a UCS set, I'd probably either get.
Razor
Probably wouldn't be
Crest.
that one. Razor Crest looks amazing, or even the Millennium Falcon, just for nostalgia's sake.
Not the
Yeah.
gunship? I heard that the gunship, the UCS one.
Yeah, see, it would be cool, but I'm not as fussed about that, I guess. I think I was put off because that looks.
And the gunship is
absolutely
also retiring this year.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Nice.
yeah. It seems with those Star Wars ones, you've really got to start having a good think about them because they look great and everything like that, but it's a large chunk of change, and then you sort of like, would I want a Falcon or a Razor Crest or a Venator? Well, what would be the priority here? Like,
Yeah.
You were right, Ollie. I was wrong. Sorry, 559.99.
Okay.
That's
Even so-
amazing. Yeah, because I think in euros it's something like 650.
Yeah, the exchange rate isn't
50.
that harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pound's not that strong.
The good thing is with Star Wars that other than I think with all of them you have alternatives like Millennium Falcon. I don't really need the big one. I have a real sizable play set. It's enough. Razor Crest. My Razor Crest is totally enough for me. The Walker that I have, totally fine. 80-80. I don't really need the huge size things. The normal size things are quite as good.
Yeah, see, maybe I need to get one of the Razor Quest, the smaller Razor Crest before it.
Well, the other Razor Crest is 500. Well, penny under £520.
Yeah, it was on John Lewis had a 20% off sale the other day.
Yeah,
get 100 quid off.
So you can get it for about 400 or something. Yeah. So, but I think going back to Chris's point earlier, the number of minifigs you get with it, like you can get a Rivendell for like 400 odd, and you get 15 figures. You get a Hogwarts Express for what's that, 450, and you get 15 figures. You get a Venator for £550 with 2 figures. Like it's just
that's right. Yeah, it depends on like if you're because I think like if you look at Jan Bricks, he's not that he likes minifigures, but he's not that interested in them like compared to a lot of us. He just likes the build, the building experience, the techniques involved, and it depends on like your views because some people are not all about minifigures, are they? But the Razor Crest, it has what, 4 minifigures? No, 3, isn't it?
3 in a build, is it?
3 in it. You get a Grogu, but you can't count Grogu, can you?
Yeah.
Your Harry Potter set, you got the Polyjuice Potion Mistake.
4 Grogu,
right? I was going to say, you got like the Polyjuice Potion Mistake, Harry Potter, $17.99 it was. There's 4 figs in that. There's more figs in that than the Razor Crest.
The Razor Crest as well is it minifig scale?
Yeah.
Or close enough to?
I think so. Rosie was talking about the other day on because I was watching his stream with Lauren, and he was talking about how close certain sets are, like Star Wars sets, how close to minifig scale. It was quite interesting, but I don't remember what set he said was the closest to a minifig scale. Because what generally is minifig scale? I mean, because there's different ways of looking at it, isn't it?
I don't think that the gunship is minifig scale. The UCS one.
Is it not?
You can put it's a minifig would fit in, but it's not really as if I think the ratio would look off.
Yeah. Have you got that
Yeah.
gunship? The ECS?
No.
Yeah. Just the Razor Crest.
No, I have the Razor Quest, the normal one, the
Oh, okay.
131.
The playset. Yeah, okay.
And that is minifig scale, I would say. That's a minifig scale size.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The minifigures in the Razor Crest, wasn't they criticised because one had, I think it was Queel or something like that. He had like a molded head, but it looked a little bit too elongated. And wasn't there the blue guy, you know, who was in the very first episode? Didn't they just print his face on a normal Lego head? But it would have been better just to give him a new head mold. Because one minifigure was criticised for not having a head mold, the other one was because the head mold was wrong or just too long or something. But I thought the Queel minifigure looked great.
I can't remember what they look like. I remember the guy with the longer face. I can't remember the other one off the top of my head.
Yeah. But I've seen the Razor Crest in Lego.
And then I think with the Boba Fett, I think the Boba Fett that they had in it too, on the box art, it was one color, but then the actual figure, then was it the jetpack was a different color or something weird? Remember, there's a bit of controversy about that aspect too.
Isn't Boba Fett's helmet like a bit too green? Like light green or something?
Which set was that? Like the play scale one?
No, the UCS Razor Crest.
Oh, okay.
So I thought it was something like the one that they depicted on the box was sort of like the rare version, and then the one inside it was not the right one or something.
Sneaky.
Oh yeah, because Boba Fett's armor's in it, isn't it?
Yeah.
His helmet. Yeah.
Yeah. Could it be that there is a certain clientele for UCS sets that you either like it, that quite often there is no casual UCS collector, that you either are invested into it or you are not. Like me, I'm not.
Yeah, I wonder, because there must be some people that get all of them, but also it's like with the Titanic. I imagine it's a similar kind of, well, maybe a bit more narrowed down clientele, but it's a massive purchase, isn't it? So I would have thought the type of people that are likely to get the Titanic are more likely to get the UCS sets as well.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, and they are invested in it. They know that they need the. You cannot collect UCS sets, Star Wars UCS sets, with a tiny space. It's impossible, because you buy one, and by the time you buy the second, you run out of space.
Yeah.
I don't know how Tech does it. Tech's got UCS sets, hasn't he? Hasn't he got like 380s? And a Razor Crest.
Yeah. I think one of the AT-80s fallen to bits, and he's actually looking for someone to rebuild it because he can't go through it.
I think Sam might have rebuilt it.
But I think the nature of the Titanic set doesn't lend itself to having minifigs, because you think about it, what are you going to do a minifigure of? A dead person? That's pretty on the nose.
You could be the captain of the Titanic, the band, maybe.
Yeah, but even then, it's sort of like, well, depending upon which sort of version of history you look at, it's sort of like, well, wasn't he responsible for it? And so why would you be, putting that into minifigs to sort of not so much glorify it, but like it just seems that's a can of worms to open. But I don't, people who are, Star Wars collectors and things like that, they're not going to be going, oh, no, don't give us good minifigs. Just, we don't need minifigs, because they did the same thing with the Star Destroyer. They had, again, it was like that was a £600 50 set, and you had two figures in them, and I think one was a generic, officer.
If you're getting basic figures in it, I would be annoyed. I know people, maybe even Lego themselves, say they don't want to make figures exclusive, so you put a price limit basically on certain figures, so you have to buy the UCS to get Rex or whatever. But at the same time, if you're spending 550 quid on a set, personally, I'd want to be getting an exclusive figure.
Yeah,
it's an awful lot.
But do you really want to? Because then you are in need to buy the big, expensive set to get the figure.
I think it depends on how many minifigures are part of that UCS set. If you've got 2 minifigures, like the Venator, I would want both of those to stay in that set. But if you've got like a UCS set that's got like Diagon Alley, for example, come out with minifigures, let's say 15, 16, then I don't mind half of them going into other sets. Or they leave a few that's exclusive. But if it's just 2 minifigures part of a UCS set, then I think it has to be kept exclusive.
There's a life lesson in there. You can't have everything.
Yeah, but there are 2 sides to it. One, Lego. Lego would be wise to have an exclusive figure in the UCS sets, in the big sets and the expensive sets, and keep it that way, so that every completionist and everyone who has the urge to get it will buy the expensive stuff. From the customer experience, it would be nice to have all figures available to you without the need to really spend big money on it. Because if you don't have the money, the big money, you still have to pay for it.
Do you reckon it'd be better if the UCS set, let's say, for example, the Venator, the 2 minifigures are exclusive, that in 12 months' time, they appear in another set. So you've got that feel for a year that the minifigures are exclusive, then a year later, they're not.
Yeah, that's a fair point. And then they can go in the magazines.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. We had to have that in Harry Potter. We had that nice Harry Potter figure that came in that special box, and then that appeared in a £4 magazine in an advent calendar.
And what's wrong with that? It's
nothing.
Yeah.
In the end, no, yeah, but
because for the customer, it's nice.
Yeah,
because you can, because the set should support itself.
Yeah,
it's really, really bad if you look back at the set and you realize for yourself that you spent 500, 600, 700 euros just to get the minifig, and someone else could have spent €4 on it and get the same minifig. It's
if
really
you're spending
not
500, 600, 700 euros to get a minifig, there, you kind of got to have a look at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah, you have to.
I'm sorry if that's a bit brutal.
That's right, because then it's not on Lego. It's hopefully you wanted the rest of it as well.
Yeah.
But they can also make it like the teacher says, I think, if I haven't read it all. But like they could just do a slightly different version of Rex or whoever.
Yeah.
Rex has got the bandage, hasn't he? So Rex got the bandage. So they might bring Rex out in another set, but just change the headpiece. They might just put a headpiece that we've seen several times, and then just keep a small part of it exclusive. I mean, there's so many different ways they can do this. They could bring a minifigure out 12 months later, bring it out in another set, or they might just change a headpiece.
I think that's a good compromise, isn't it? Because then that gives that exclusivity, but it also opens up the accessibility.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
I think the issue is just the big part of it is going to be the number of figs. Because you look at any other license, whether it's Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Ninjago, once you're getting up to 300-400 pound sets or whatever, you're getting 15, 20 figs. I mean, the Marvel stuff too, like Daily Bugle and and then you're paying almost twice as much or 40% extra, and you're getting 2 figs. And I think if you did have, as we sort of said earlier, like if you had 15 figs and maybe a handful stay exclusive, you're probably not really talking about it as much. But the fact you only get 2, it's almost like, well, if you're going to get 2, make them something worthwhile, unique, or whatever. It's I think we need to come back to the issue that you're just getting 2 figs. Like,
I don't know if or maybe like 4 figs would be alright, but if you start getting 10 figs with this, it's not like it's play scale or anything. What are you gonna? Those figs are just going to be.
Do you think people would complain if they got 10 figs? Or
probably not? But
I mean, that was the AT-80. They sort of did okay. We'll we'll have enough there so you can fit 40 in them, and oh, by the way, you can get this little battle pack, which populate it all up. Like it's just.
Yeah, I don't know, because I get it more with like the Harry Potter, the UCS Hogwarts Express, because there was enough room to actually display the figures, and like with the Daily Bugle, the building itself is kind of a blank canvas as far as I see it, and then you've got the figures to make something out of it. But with the Venator, the thing itself, like the ship itself, is the display piece. Like it kind of speaks enough on its own and doesn't need the figures. But I see what you're saying, Matt. Like, yeah, 2 figures isn't much.
Not when you're paying £600-700. It's sort of come on.
It
Just throw us a little bit of a bone here.
I think it depends on the impact the minifigures have for that particular set. So if you got like, Lord of the Rings, Rivendell, it's nice that if you had like just 1 or 2 figures in Rivendell, it's not going to look particularly right. It depends if it enhances the look of the set. So Diagon Alley, loads of figs, great. Gringotts, great. Rivendell, yeah. But if it's like, if you had like, I don't know, Venator with 16 minifigures, and you got Rivendell with 2, I don't think it doesn't look right. Because where could you put those 16 figures on this great big stand next to the plaque? I don't know, but it depends on like if it was a Venator that they focus a lot on the interior, then maybe that would warrant having 10 plus figs because then you can populate it.
I was wondering how many figs come with the Millennium Falcon UCS set, because that's got an interior, right?
Yeah, it's got
come with it.
It's got the Force. Yeah,
you've got about 8 or so with that, but
that's
because
right,
you've got sort of the Force Awakens crew and then the original crew, I think.
That's right.
But you think about it, like if you had a Venator, you could quite easily, you'd have, Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader, well, not so much Darth Vader, but, an Ahsoka, Captain Rex, Cody, a couple of clone troopers, things like that. Like you could quite easily, if that was on a little display, you wouldn't really have an issue with it. I mean, a little bit like the Jurassic Park T-Rex gate that they had a few years ago. It was a £200 set, and you had, the 6 main cast figures, even though it was a gate with, big T-Rex. Okay, yes, the gate was clever in that it had built into it little scenes from the movies, but
missed out on that set. They had it for sale in the Lego shop, and it was the last one just before it retired. I think it was £200. Or maybe that was Argos. Anyway, I missed out on getting it, and then it retired, and saw it for £500 over the weekend.
I bet you wish you'd have got that one.
Yeah. It was. I was getting married like 2 weeks later or something, and I was like, I can't. Well, I couldn't spend the money, but I could have spent the money because we had the leftover budget, and I should have spent it. And my wife was even encouraging to get it, but missed the perfect.
No, it feels. When I got married a year ago, when you get to like the final month and you got your wedding, it's just you just can't get yourself to that point of buying a Lego set.
Yeah, especially not a £200-300 one.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said to my wife. I can't wait to start our honeymoon so I can buy Lego.
Yeah, I did start buying a lot more Lego. Straight after our wedding. Remember ordering loads of Marvel figs while we were on our honeymoon.
Yeah. What was your first set as a married? What was the first Lego set you bought as a married man?
Oh God, I don't know. I'd have to have a look through my history. I remember buying. I can't even remember what her name is. One of the Wakandan Marvel minifigs. One of the women.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember the name, her name, or the name of the female warriors.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're all bold. But she had the rings, like the sharp rings. Her and.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't remember. I think I got into mocking shortly after getting married. I'd have to go through my photos and check the timeline. I'll come back to you in 2 minutes.
I think I remember mine. I think mine was the Friends apartment set. That was mine.
A good one. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like that one. Yeah. I do need to get the Seinfeld one, but I wasn't sure about Seinfeld. I like Seinfeld, but I grew up.
It is a nice bit.
Yeah, it is. You know, I just want them to make an Everybody Loves Raymond one because I love Everybody Loves Raymond and Marriage with Children as well, but I doubt they're going to make sets on that. But,
Married with Children, which ones? Is that?
Al Bundy?
Yeah.
Al Bundy, yeah. You know,
Not
the guy
Ed
from
Bundy, Al Bundy, yeah. Ed Bundy is someone completely different, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the show with the guy Tim Taylor?
Home Improvement.
Yeah, that was a good show. Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, I love that show.
Yeah.
Al and Tim.
Yeah.
I don't think so, Tim.
I'm now actually going through.
I was always surprised with the Seinfeld that it didn't really do well in the UK. Because I mean, certainly growing up in Australia and America, and that like it was a big thing, but it seemed like next to nobody ever watched it in the UK.
Friends is massive in America, but Seinfeld. I think Seinfeld was meant to be the #1 comedy in America. You know, I'm surprised it didn't do so well. Apparently so. I remember seeing some sort of like program. It's right up there. It's like definitely in the top 3, alongside Friends and I want to say Cheers.
Yeah, Cheers is good up there.
Oh, I started again to watch Frasier.
Oh, I do need to watch that. Yeah. All I know is Rodney from Only Fools and Horses is in it.
In Frasier, is he?
Yeah. Except the guy who plays him, Nicholas Lyndhurst, he's good friends with Kelsey Grammer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I can't remember.
There's a picture of it. You can see it.
I've watched. Yeah, I did watch it like from series 1 all the way through with Friends years ago now. God. I think this might start another conversation because we've seen the American sitcoms made into Lego sets. What about British? I want to see Only Fools and Horses. I want to see Red Dwarf in Red Dwarf Ideas, isn't there?
There is.
The submission, right? It's in the second round.
The guy who's designed it keeps pushing it over and over again, but
really? So it's not going to make it, and it's been rejected how many times?
No, I think it made a cracking set. You can have the star bug and the characters. It would just be such a good set. But definitely Fools and Horses. I think they could do that, but it depends like how well it would sell, really. I mean,
I think what other British sitcoms you would have?
Yeah.
I think
we'd have to make all British sitcoms.
The Americans don't get too much British sitcom.
What's that, sorry, Matt?
The Americans don't get too many British sitcom shows. Like they don't really get exported over there, and if they do, sometimes it's like The Office, where they go through and they do it as a remake. And just unfortunately, without that American audience,
a lot of them become flops. So, like Fawlty Towers, that was remade 3 or 4 times. One in some foreign country, I can't remember where it was. 2 remakes in America, and they were both flops. But
In-Betweeners was a flop as well, the remake.
They could make a Lego in between a set, couldn't they?
Absolutely fabulous, is it? A fair shout.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely fabulous. Yeah, my mum likes that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. I watched for a while Live on Mars.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
I've actually watched that. Because there's a song, isn't it? Like, is it David Bowie?
Yeah.
Life on Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's got a song called that.
Did you guys watch Luther?
Yes.
No, not for, I don't watch it.
It's very good. It's very good.
Idris Elba is amazing.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Simon. Yeah, they did make a American version of Red Dwarf because Daphne, who was in Frasier, not the new one, because I don't think she's in it. She was in Red Dwarf.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Was she?
Yeah, she was. I
Okay.
think she played sort of the hologram. So we have Rimmer.
Okay.
I think she played. No, she did. Hang on. Oh, I can't remember. But I know she was in. it. Jane Leeds, I think her name is.
I'd like to see an Alan Partridge Lego set.
Oh, Alan Partridge is. Oh, he's brilliant. I do love Alan Partridge. But, yeah, class that is.
You got the camera, Trev. I see in your background. Is that the one that you had trouble with?
Yeah, it finally arrived. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, after ringing Lego on many occasions, it finally turned up. So yeah, I look forward to building that.
Does look very good. That's also a potential for my A-full day shopping.
Yeah, I also
retire.
I also bought that one as well.
Oh yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
That's a nice set. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just like the sand blue. Sand blue is a lovely colour.
Again, and you've got the glow in the dark for the clock faces.
Yeah, they're printed as well. It's not stickers.
Yeah. No stickers again.
Nice.
In this little set.
How many pieces does it have?
It doesn't say. I'd have to look up. It doesn't say on this box how many pieces. No. I'll look that up for you, Nicole. I'll find out for you.
Jane Leeds played Holly. I was going to joke that she would have played Holly because the American market couldn't handle a man with a woman's name. But yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, I think the person who played Crichton was in it as well. Yeah. But I think it flopped and he went back. I think he actually left. He left the British one to thinking that he'll go big in the American version. Yeah. Yeah.
What show was he in? The guy was in another show, wasn't he?
He was in some sort of car show, wasn't he?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. He I think his name is Robert Llewellyn. He don't live that far away from me. He lives about he lives in Cheltenham, which is just next door to Worcester. I used to sometimes I bumped into him.
Hey, you know Cheltenham? Cheltenham's near Bristol, right? Are you relatively
Yeah. It's about 20 minutes from Worcester, where I'm from.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
466, Nicole.
Oh, 466. Yeah. It's 65 euros,
really,
I think.
The price to piece ratio, it's expensive.
Scrap heap challenge. That's it.
That's it.
Sorry. Absolute classic. Haven't heard that name in a long time.
What's your thoughts on the new modular?
It's
What's
big.
it going to be? Yeah. Well, because how many pieces? I meant to look this up. How many pieces are the?
It's the biggest they've done, yeah.
Like 2,500 or something normally. Because this is 4 and a bit thousand, isn't it?
It's
I think.
going to be Yeah, 4,000, bit over 4,000. It will be the biggest modular, blah, blah, blah. Fair enough, given that Assembly Square's retiring, they'd probably slot something in its place. I just find it funny we get to this time of year and, when people start guessing what it is, we always seem to have the same usual suspects. It's like, oh, it might be a hospital, it might be a post office, it might be a...
Yeah.
No. This year it will be a school.
I'm predicting school or hospital.
A school would be good. I think
Maybe
they
one
need a school.
building. Assembly Square is big, but I think there was 3 buildings as part of that set. I think maybe they go a little bit different and just make one big building, hospital.
There's been a few buildings since Assembly Square, right? I'm just thinking in terms of like if you were to line them all up one after the other, there's enough of a gap or enough buildings to then have a similar kind of square thing. Maybe a park, dog park.
It could be, it might not even have to be a building, does it? It could be like as you say, it could be a park.
Yeah, we'll have a park in it because it sounds like it's going to be over 2 base plates, as in like a 32 by 32 and a 16 by 32. Like
Are those rumors or really
this is
information?
This is a really tall building because it's 4 and a bit thousand. I can't think off the top of my head how big like police station is in terms of how many pieces. My guess is 2,500.
Yeah, police station's the best one, isn't it?
I love the police station.
It depends. I had the Peruvian restaurant. That one was beautiful.
Peruvian restaurant, yeah. Do you have them all, Nicole?
Not all. I think my oldest one is the Cinema Palace.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that looks cool. That one.
Yeah.
It's not many have all the modulars, do they? Because it's gone on for so many years. Not everyone's been into Lego that long.
Yeah, right.
You're paying $1,000 for a set that's going to make a lot of people think twice, I would have thought.
And you've got like the early ones, and you're spending, you have to sell body parts to buy it, and it ain't got an interior.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, I'm not that fussed about the interior. I would rather they use more of the pieces on the outside because
you can
you never see the interior that much, do you?
No, exactly. Unless you light it up, but
but you do feel it as a build because I did piece together or bricklink together a cafe corner. Yes, it was an older one and everything like that, so the techniques are not as sophisticated than that, but having also built things like pretty much everything since the Parisian restaurant, it's kind of like you kind of get used to some clever things going on and having an interior and things like that, and then you do cafe corner, it's like there's nothing, and you're just like, this is kind of, I'm glad things have moved on since that time period.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, I do know what you mean, and one of the things that stands out in my memory of building modulars is actually doing the interiors and thinking like the amount of detail is pretty mad, and like building stairs and stuff like that. Well, I enjoy it, but I enjoy it at the time.
Really clever
display.
Yeah.
I guess that's part of the thing, right? Is that I find with Lego is like the build is one thing. Like there's a kind of a build display balance. Like what you're paying for. Are you paying for the build, like the experience of building it, or the display? Like how much is each worth?
Yeah, but you know that you built it, and you know that you theoretically you could just lift it off and still see the interior design.
Yeah, that's true.
For example, the jazz club. It would be a sad thing if it were just a facade and there wouldn't be the stage and all the things in it.
Yeah, that's true. But then, like I
mean-
said, I'd never open it up.
Personally, I always like a good building experience for me.
Yeah.
You know, not just about the set. You know, yes, I've got to like the look of it. Or, you know, want to build it, but the whole building experience for me is what makes a whole set.
Yeah.
For me personally, anyway.
Yeah. I'd have to agree.
That makes sense.
Because let's face it, they're not cheap. You know what we're buying, so we've got to be able to enjoy them and
Yeah.
get fulfillment from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of what I imagine a lot of us do it is the process of it, right? Like a big part of it for me was just taking myself out of the real world, I suppose, like the outside world, and just doing it was really good for stress relief. And
Yeah.
if the build experience is rubbish, it's
It's like me. I can have a lot of things going on in my mind, and to doing my job and different things. And when I'm building or creating like a stop motion or whatever, I just lose myself for those however many hours. I forget about everything, and I'm just concentrating on what I'm doing. And it is. It's mentally refreshing.
Yeah.
Just to
escape.
I was going to compare it to cooking, like following a recipe for cooking, but that can get quite stressful depending on what you're cooking.
Yeah, especially if you get lumps in your sauce. Bloody hell. Whisking away.
Yeah. While everything else is going on around you, all the alarms going off.
Can't you tell everybody I'm a bad cook?
Hi there.
Hello.
Hey, we're just on about cooking in restaurants.
Hi.
And who should come in? Hello.
Matt for Kerry.
What, Matt leaves and I pop in? How's it doing?
Yeah, this is a takeover.
How you guys doing?
Yeah, all good.
There
How you
it
doing?
is.
Going well.
What did you do? Try and get me in and kick yourself out? I'm
too scared to leave you in there for long.
I've just been to the Lego store and not bought any Lego.
No.
Well, no, I lied. I bought a pick-a-brick cup.
Lego Land.
Oh no, I bought a lot of Lego there, like a lot. Yeah, a lot.
Need to catch up with your video, by the way. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it was great. Sorry, I'm just trying to organise myself. This is the pick-a-brick cup that I bought.
What was some highlights?
Oh, what wasn't? So, the Builder Mini Chef, definitely one of the highlights. That was great. The food was so nice.
In a bit, because I'm very intrigued about that.
Oh, it was great, honestly. Building this was another highlight. Yeah, I don't know what I've just dropped off of there. Just the experiences in general. I mean, if you're going to go as an adult and not do everything, then it's not worth it. But you need to go and just involve yourself and do all the little exercises and tasks, because obviously there's loads of kids there doing it. So we built a race car and then raced it, and we built the flower and we built a fish and made it swim through the lakes and things like that. We actually ran out of time because we were doing all the little tasks and exercises. It was just such a good experience. It really was. Yeah, and Legoland over there is better than Legoland here as well. So that was another thing that was pretty cool. Yeah, we managed to get on all the rides, and there were like 5-minute waits for them and stuff, whereas over here there were like 40-minute waits. So yeah, really good.
How long were you there for?
Brilliant.
We went on the Thursday evening and landed at about 8 o'clock. Went straight to the supermarket. No, we landed at 9 o'clock. Went straight to the supermarket, got in at 9:45. Got a bus to the Airbnb, and literally we were 150 meters away from Legoland. We could open the door and see the roof of it. Not Legoland, sorry, Lego House. Had some dinner, got up, went to Lego House on the Friday. On the Saturday, we went and did some geocaching. We went out to Jelling Stones and learned all about how Denmark was formed by a Viking that just went, "I am king now. You will obey." Called Gorm. And his son, incidentally, was called Bluetooth, that's the Danes used his name to create Bluetooth. Yeah. And then Sunday was the day that we were coming home, but the flight wasn't until 11:15 in the evening. So we went and did Legoland, and then went back for some food, and then went to the airport. So yeah, we got everything done, but we didn't sleep. It was so warm. It was like 30 degrees every day. And
I
obviously,
read
the
that you
Danes,
wish that you got to add some kind of a fan or something, but you got nothing,
yeah.
did you?
I mean, so quite often, us guys over here don't have fans in our houses, and we think every summer, oh God, we've got to go and buy a fan. Just over the same as over there, where weather's a little bit colder than ours, so they didn't think they were going to have an Indian summer. I mean, is it an Indian summer when you have it after or before?
I don't
It
know.
was weird anyway.
Someone said Indian summer somewhere else.
Yeah, it was ridiculously warm anyway, and I don't think they expected it, so there was no fans in the rooms or anything. But yeah, it was a nice Airbnb. It was nice and clean. It was, really well. It was well laid out. The only thing is we could have done another bathroom staying with 3 boys and just me. So yeah.
Yeah.
Did they have Lego on sale in the supermarkets?
At
a good price?
Not that I saw. They had there was a shop. There was a souvenir shop that we went into, which is it was a toy shop as well. But I can't describe what sort of, because it's only a little town. It's not like a massive city.
Yeah, okay.
It's the equivalent of, say, York or Lincoln. Down south, I would say probably. I don't know, Matt. What would you say it was like? Because we actually went to a bigger city, and that was just like being in Doncaster. Dodgy people hanging around the train station, looking at young girls and stuff. You know what I mean? It's like this is more like a city that you expect. But yeah, absolutely amazing. I would say any adult fan of Lego needs to go and do that at least once. I mean, I want to go back. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And missed out on the airport set. Never mind.
Let's get it. Because has it retired then?
It's it's sold out, and they said they're not getting any more in. So that to me says it's retired, because the only place to sell it is at the airport. But yeah, there's nothing special about it though. So I can see the price is shooting up already online. There's nothing special about it apart from that one tile that says Billund Airport. All the other pieces are just regular pieces.
Yeah.
Nice. Who's in there? But yes, this was 2 pick-a-brick cups. Had to get them.
Impressive.
I tell you what, I packed those cups to within an inch of their lives.
Did they let you get away with it then?
Yeah. So these 2 were actually... I've done that one wrong. They were actually on display. Did I show you the picture that I'd taken with my mates and me fighting with them? And they're on display. And when I was looking at them, I was like, oh, I'd like to make something like that. And then when I looked, I'm like, all those pieces are on the pick-a-brick wall. So basically, I stood there in Lego House stacking pick-a-brick cups.
Yeah.
And it was at that point that I was stacking them, I saw a guy, and I was like, he looks really familiar, this guy. So I've seen him somewhere before, and I thought, oh, he might be from my lug or something, and they're just attending at the same time. And then as I was walking out, I saw that all the ducks had been signed by Jamie Wheeler, the guy that designed the duck. And I'm like, oh, it was Jamie Wheeler. And he'd signed my Lego at Star Wars Celebrations. And that's where I'd seen him from. I'm like, excuse me. I went, is Jamie? He went, yeah, he's just left now. And he was just walking out. So I went, can I come back tomorrow and swap my duck, please? Because I've already taken it back home. They went, yeah, it's fine.
Oh, nice. The duck looks great.
Yeah. And then, I picked up a duck, and it had Stuart Harris's signature on it as well. And I'm thinking, oh, did he sign the Pirates? And I was looking, but I couldn't see. Yeah.
Yeah.
But just one random duck with Jamie Wheeler and Stuart Harris's signature on it. And I don't think Stuart Harris actually designed the duck. He designed the Lego house itself, but he didn't design the duck. So
but
I don't know why he signed that one.
Yeah. Quoting the Big Bang Theory might be really smart. Wasn't who was in Lee was on the show, and everyone had comic books signed by him who were connected to him, and only who of the guys decided to choose a total different one so that they have a unique one.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So I've got a unique duck now. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to have seen him though. That would have been cool, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I'm buying your pirate. Can you just So if he designed the pirate, does that mean he also designed all the big figs? Like the Harry Potter and Hermione one?
No, because he was going through. I saw a video somewhere with him doing an interview, and because he was initially looking at doing how before the minifigures you had the other ones which didn't quite have arms and things like that.
Yeah.
So he'd kind of been playing around with the form, and then they obviously had the Harry Potter ones, so he sort of kept it pretty similar to that, because he does sort of like the rough version of it, and then he hands it off to the actual proper model people to go refine it and Legoify it and make it all sort of
I've just seen Simon's just said he didn't design
sold as a set.
Yeah, he just said he didn't design the big figure, uses dimensions from the Harry Potter ones. That's pretty cool. No, I haven't built them yet, Simon. I am still building this, which I'm going to continue building as we speak. So,
how are you getting on with it?
I'm up to here. What you got there? What's that?
Very cool.
What was that, Matt?
Is that the Mario set?
I don't know.
Oh,
there we go.
Yes.
Oh, where's
the airship, the one which is on the.
I've just called that off to do it, but I'm not going to do it online. But there we go. Yeah.
Even a half-built Gringotts looks better than most of the sets after they've been completed.
It does, doesn't it? It's amazing. This is so nice.
Yeah, I've done
I walked into the.
I've done the GWD Vault, and I'm just now starting the Dragon. Do the Dragon before the Underground.
I'm not doing that. I'm going to do the Dragon last.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I've got Greg and Lady McBrick trying to get me to get a second vault until I actually realised where it was from. It was actually from the staff shop. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to get in there, am I?
I'm so sorry.
I even messaged what's his face in the end. I went, where did you get that from? He's like, the staff shop. I'm like, I thought you did, yeah. Greg's like, they're selling them there, and like, I've got the Lego people going, where did you get this information from? We're not selling them. I'm like, yep, somebody told me you were selling them. No.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder now how Robin Hull builds went into the staff shop.
He was with a staff member. Was he not with Stuart Harris? He was with somebody.
Yeah.
It's on his picture.
Yeah. Ah, that could be. Would it work that you wait for a staff member to come in the morning, going to work?
Tailgate them.
I'm with you. I'm with them.
So basically, that staff shop is available for any member of Lego anywhere, anyhow. They can go in there and use that, which is pretty cool.
If you get a job in the Lego shop,
yeah,
you can go there.
I was actually thinking about that as well. Yeah. So yeah, I better not.
Yeah, and do you get a 50% discount in there? I guess as well.
Well, I don't think you need it. There's like those Harry. So the Gringotts Vault was basically. It says that it's worth $19.99. They were buying it for £12. So
okay.
I think everything's at a reduced price in there.
All right.
And he said that there was like old sets in there as well that are not sold and stuff.
Molded head is stunning.
Oh wow!
So good. Come on,
I've not got that bag out yet.
You know, if you want, we can just finish the next hour of the stream. Me just showing everybody this.
No, we have to talk about Ahsoka.
Yeah.
So bad.
All right, I'll just keep my hand up for another half an hour. But, just look at that.
Have you got the old chest set from Fantastic Beasts?
Chest set? Oh no.
Because there's some amazing molded heads in that as well.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
And it's an amazing build. I absolutely love it.
I can't get into Fantastic Beasts. It's all right. I just can't get into it.
Oh, I watched the second film on the plane and didn't realise I'd watched it, and then watched it again and was getting deja vu. That's how bad it was. Yeah. Not bad, but not. No, it's all right over that.
It's just the third one. The third one was just, I just did enjoy it, and I can't believe there's still 2 more to go. Well, that's if they carry on. You know?
What is it? Oh, I thought it finished.
Yeah, well, apparently called J.K. Rowling, they made 5. They had a project of 5 films.
Okay.
Just finished. They recently finished. Well, a year ago they finished the third one, but whether they carry on, because it's just not successful enough.
Yeah, you'd think you'd cut your losses.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do tours, which with a lugs art, and they are doing that next week at Scarborough Fan Weekend, which is very annoying because that's the week that I couldn't book off. And this is the reason as to why I went off these 2 weeks, and now the reason as to why I couldn't book off next week is now no longer a reason. And the flights were cheaper on that week as well, so I was fuming.
Could you have gone for that as well then? Because is that not like the media weekend or something? Is that something
No,
else?
it's a lug weekend, so you basically go and.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's like it's an event for people. So it's a Lego Fan Weekend, but then there's AFL days as well. So AFLs go from all over the world and display their stuff. Yeah, it's the meetup of all the lugs basically.
Right. Okay. And then you get your 15% discount as well, hopefully.
No, it's next week, not this week coming.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Terry, what's your thoughts on the Venator?
What's my thoughts on
The Venator.
I'm not looking at it.
All right.
It does look amazing, but I'm not looking at it. It's I try not to look at new Star Wars things too closely now because I want them, but I don't collect Star Wars. So
Is that one you could get tempted into buying though? Is that not like above a threshold? That's not
I can get. So I have picked up the big Millennium Falcon 3 times and taken it to the store at the thingy and stopped myself. So
oh really?
I can get tempted. Yeah. Any Star Wars ships, I can get tempted.
Getting that on an impulse is, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not a thing that you can do. So obviously I've got a lot of Star Wars ships. I've stopped buying them, but I still get tempted. Like I really, really want the Ghost because I've not got a Ghost.
I'm not that fussed about the Ghost.
But then I've got to remember I've got no room.
I do think the new Ghost is better than the old one, though. I have to say.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I never had the old one. Oh, I tell you what, I have just picked up. Oh. So, not for me. I've just been to a geocaching meet, and a friend was there, and he said basically, "I've got this Lego set. I'm looking to sell it. How much do you reckon I should ask for it?" And I was like, "Well, what is it?" He went, "Oh, it's one from the 90s." And I was like, "Right." He went, "It's like a train." I'm like, "A train?" He went, "Yeah, it's like a red train on some weird track." And I'm like, "Have you got the monorail?" And he's like, "Oh, it's like an airport monorail." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Right, I'll bring it down on Thursday." So he just opens his boot today in its box with his books. It's a monorail train.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like, "Do you know what you've got here?" He's like, "Well, I'm doing some research. And I know that it's worth a bit." He went, "I'm going to pop it on eBay." I went, "Don't pop it on eBay." I went, "Give it to me, and I'll see if anybody in my lug wants it, so that I can hand it over to them and then hand you the money, so it's not going to just, you know." So I've got the monorail in my boot with the expansion pack as well. I was like,
"Is that worth it?" I'm oblivious, I have to say. I'm ignorant.
Just Google when you finish airport monorail. And it's like the holy grail of sets, and he's just got it in his boot.
Yeah.
And I've got it, and I'm walking through Meadowhall with it, thinking, "I'm gonna get mugged. I'm gonna get mugged."
Yeah,
There's people looking at me.
Would it be decisive to tell him it's not worth anything? It's old Lego.
Oh, he knows. He's already researched.
Give it to me. I will take it off your hands. It's it's not even worth carrying it home. Just give it to me. I take it off you.
He's basically said, "Can you try and get me 700 quid for it?" I went, "I'll try and get you £700. Yes, that is quite a good deal, especially since it's got the expansion pack."
What's your cut? Do you get whatever over?
I don't really want
over the 700?
I just wanted the beauty of looking at that set. It's like, what?
Yeah, that's fair. I've got a friend
He sent
who's
me
got
a video of
Lego.
it. Yeah. He sent me a video of it. So I've posted it into my lug last week saying, does anybody want it? And a couple of people were like, oh, God, I'm so interested, but I've got no money. So I'm just going to take it to the lug meet on Sunday and go, it's there. Have a look at your own pursuit. I was like, wow, it's not very often you see one of those in a box.
Yeah, I can imagine. I've not even heard of it. Or maybe I have heard of it, actually. But yeah.
It's always at Lego displays. Somebody's always got like 3 of them together. Going around an airport or something.
Flex, isn't it? You've got like...
Yeah, it is.
What, at least 2,100 quid's worth of rare Lego right there.
Yeah. Couldn't believe it. It's the track, though, that you can't get hold of.
Yeah, that's how it is. Okay. Might have been Gordon. Might have heard Gordon talking about it.
Yeah. I know that Greg wants it, but Greg will try and get it off me for like a quid. Kerry's have to steal Lego.
Somebody's got a settee.
Yeah. Who doesn't want a monorail going around the city? Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a great set. And the design on the way that they do the little mechanism to make it go forwards and backwards. It's beautiful simplicity. It just works so well.
Got a potential buyer there, Kerry.
Yeah, I had somebody come along just before COVID and sort of go, I've got this monorail that's missing a few pieces. You know, do you want to take it for this much? It's like, yes.
Well, have you got one?
So, yeah, it was really weird because when I picked it up and did a video on it, I think it was like myself, Jang, and Brick in it all did monorail videos in the same week because we all got them at the same time. It was just so
Yeah.
But I just couldn't believe it when he's like, oh yeah, I brought it with me today. And I'm like, what?
Just casually carrying it around with him.
No, we went, it looked really dodgy because he was like, oh, I've got some Star Wars sets as well. Do you want to look at those? And like the Star Wars sets were like, it was the Yoda's Speeder or Yoda's Fighter, which I've already got. Because obviously I don't collect Star Wars sets, but I've got that one already. And then like a battle pack, which again I already had, even though I don't collect Star Wars sets.
We know that.
Yeah.
Are you feeling better than you was, Kerry?
Yeah, I think I just got a bit of plain flu. It's kind of gone away now. I did think I'd got COVID. I was like, oh, not again. Every time I go away, I come back and get COVID.
It's going about a bit at the moment, it sounds like.
Yeah. But
it's coming back a bit.
One of the lads was sick just before he got on the plane. Had to rush to the bathroom. Yeah, as in threw up. And then one of the lads was sick the day after in the morning. And then I was like, I came over. Me and the hubby went out for a meal on the Monday evening. And went to sit down. And then I came over all flush and went, I need to leave. Sat outside and then I couldn't eat. But I did
I thought you were going to pay. I thought you meant you come over all flush and you were paying.
Selling all them pirates.
Oh, I did get a bit of crappy news though on the Monday as we got back, so I was probably just stressed because of that. So I don't know, but then I got a cold, so it could be related. But yeah, the next day I was like, I've got a scratchy throat, and then today I'm fine. Didn't manifest itself into anything, so that was pretty cool.
That's good.
Yeah. But I did end up getting the dinosaurs. I ordered them online today, which I probably shouldn't have done. Never mind.
Because they're retiring, right?
It says that they are, yeah. So I didn't want to miss out on them because obviously.
Because is that list on the Lego site, the last chance, whatever? That's reliable, I'm guessing, or does that?
I would say so. Looking at the sets, I would say so. Yes, it is.
Yeah, 340 sets retiring in the UK.
They've got to. They can't keep them all there.
Yeah.
My reel is more than 1K plays. What reel is that? Is that the reel that I just put out? Sorry, I'm just going to have to check this. It is. Ooh. That Lego house reel that I put out today has got more than 1K plays. That's pretty cool.
Congratulations.
I love it when my... I wish my YouTubers take off like that. It's just Instagram.
Is that the food?
No. That was a video one. That was a YouTube one. If I put that onto Instagram, it probably would take off.
Because so how does that work? Does it? I'm guessing they've got actual cooks. It's not done by machines or anything.
Well, I'm assuming so. No, it says little tiny Lego figures make your food. That's what it says. Little tiny Lego figures make your food.
Do they make their chefs dress up in those minifigs?
What we wish we'd have done was got a minifig torso or a head or something and say, "Excuse me, one of your minifigs trying to escape." But no, it were great. And also as well, one of my mates was like, "I wonder what would happen if you put down 2 meats." So he put down 2 meats, and that's when it went bing. I said, "No, you can't do that."
Oh, does it? So yeah. So what is it? What's it about? You get
so basically, every shape and every colour is related to a piece of food on the piece of paper. You just pick which. You've got 4 sections, and you just pick which shape and colour you want off of each section and put it into the machine, and it recognises what you've picked.
Right. Okay.
So, like, you get a meat, then you get a carb, then you get a veg, and then you get like a second veg or a salad. So you get like 4 things. I think the first time I chose like paprika chicken with boiled potatoes with salsa on them, and this mushroom thing that was divine, and then a balsamic and tomato salad. But we thought we got a mini chef, so we were like, "Oh, we thought we were going to get a mini chef," and they're like, "Oh no, that's just for the kids' meal." So the next day we went back and had 4 kids' meals.
Yeah.
But the mini chefs don't have Lego house on the back of them anymore. They're just plain mini chefs. That's why I built it in the bag. I left it in the bag. But those ones with Lego house on the back of them are now worth about 30 quid.
Fair enough.
Wow.
The dino sets have retired. These are just leftover sets. Oh, really? That's cool. Oh, God, I've got to put a sticker on a piece of glass. That's not my idea of fun.
Have you got a new chair, Nicole? I know it's a random thing to pick up on, but is that a new chair?
I'm sorry.
Have you got a new chair?
I changed the chair. The action one. Still here.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah,
Backup
but
chair.
it was so big, and it always looked as if I were tiny, and the room was very, very tiny too. So I just picked a different chair. But now that I see me on the big screen, now I look even tinier.
Actually, yeah.
I look like a 3-year-old.
Like in the movies where they make him sit in the bigger chair, like Roll Tide or something.
Maybe you should just does it higher up a little bit.
Yeah, baby. I really look as if I should ask my mother. But I'm able to say afterwards.
To get a big book to sit on or something.
Bless.
Oh, that's funny. I picked a different chair in order to look bigger. Now I look even tinier than before. Oh.
Sorry, I feel bad for drawing attention to it.
No.
Just knock the minecart down. Where did that go?
Can you make it fly off the end?
Yes, you can. It's got a stopper on the end of it. If it's not up, the stopper wasn't down actually. It's just stopped because the Patronus is in the way.
Are you going to be building your gift with purchase, or are you going to keep it?
Yeah, I'm going to do Yeah, this is why I want a second one, because I'm going to build one and keep one. So I do need a second one. Greg's got 3, but he's good. He's mean. He's not mean. I asked him yet.
Greg has 3. What did
I
he
think
do?
3? Blimey.
I think he has 3. Yeah.
I think this GWP is going to be so valuable because what I can see is happening in about 6 months' time. Because let's face it, not everyone can afford Gringotts, or maybe justify buying Gringotts, or perhaps just realise it's just come out and they'll probably save up for the next 6 months or so. In 6 months, if you're somebody who's buying Gringotts, you might buy it and build it and feel it's not completed without that GWP.
Oh, I reckon that. Like, look at the Monster Book of Monsters, which everybody was trying to get hold of and nobody could get hold of, and then all of a sudden it came out 3 or 4 times. And then they've done the same. Did it the same with the ladder, the stairs as well, the staircase. Nobody could get hold of that, and then there were loads of them.
Is that come back out again?
It's coming back out again, yeah. So I reckon it'll come back out again.
Is that definitely true? I know I put it on Instagram the other day, but I wasn't completely sure.
I'm sure it's in Australia.
Oh, okay.
It seems to be with GWPs that they're most valuable, like right after they come out.
Yeah, that's why I'm not panicking too much, and I will wait. However, the one that didn't happen twice was I cannot find a book beat anywhere. But a book beat and Hagrid's. But I even managed to get a, the little microscale Diagon Alley for like 50 quid a couple of months back.
Oh, really?
So,
it was like at least 100. I saw it for 100 from some good sellers.
I kind of ripped it out of somebody's hands, to be fair, and went, sorry.
Was that all?
That is a very good deal, that. Yeah.
And then I flashed it at Rosie and went, look at that. it was at Bricktastic, and I even got a discount on it because it was being sold by Graham and Linda. Yeah.
It's a good deal, that is, because it's a proper exclusive GWP.
So they will come up. I mean, I got one that was open for 30 quid. My friend sold me it for 30 quid the first time round, and then I managed to get that one in a box, brand new. So I always I've got all the gift purchases down there. So I've got one that I've built, and it's in my mock. Apart from that, that's on the shelf somewhere. And then the other ones down on the shelf. So I've got one in a box, apart from Hagrid and Bookbeat. But what's annoying about those is there's nothing exclusive on them.
No.
You can just build them. You're just paying for the box, basically. And then I've opened the box, so I want to keep it in the box. And then, my friend managed to get a Billund Airport for 70 quid today, but they've now gone up to about 90.
So it's happening like right now then, out there retiring.
It's crazy with Lego though, that's the thing. But I don't want to be that person that goes out and thinks, I need it. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't,
Yeah. It's
Otherwise,
easy
I'll have to go and
get
get
caught up in that, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll have to go and get the injection moulding set, and that's going for stupid amounts, that is.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It's like 350 quid or something.
I can't. Yeah. I don't know wonder what value that is. Why is that valuable to somebody?
I think it was the first Lego house set, wasn't it?
Okay.
Or was it is it the second one? The first one's the duck.
No, it was the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's because it was only on the shelf for about a year. Like it didn't.
Yeah.
It came and went pretty quick, and I think at the time a lot of people also are looking and going, "Oh, it's just an injection molding machine, whatever."
It was a bit weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, it retires, and then anyone goes, "Oh, actually, yeah."
We need that.
It's to me, Billund Airport did that because back in May, I think I was seeing it in the airport shop, and it was quite expensive. And then I was looking on eBay, and they're like selling for 20-30 pounds less than what it was in the actual airport.
Yeah, it's because when they first came out, they were only 45 quid. That's why.
Oh wow! So, like,
So a lot of
doubled in
people would have
price?
bought them at. Well, so I think that's one of the sets that went up in the the Lego price increase.
Right.
Hmm.
Weird. But it wasn't there anyway. So, and I also had my my tax inspector friend with me, and he was going nuts. So I was not allowed to spend over my limit. And what's really annoying is because we got back on a Sunday evening, I couldn't claim my tax back. So we had to fill in a form. Everybody else has heard back from their form now, apart from me. So that's 50 quid that's disappeared. That's very annoying.
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, because we're not in the EU anymore, if you buy anything, you don't have to pay tax in that country, so you can claim it back through customs.
Oh right, yeah. Oh, is it through customs? Is that okay?
Yeah, so at the airport there's a customs office. You fill in the forms and they give you your tax back, but they were closed. So we had to fill in the form without them being there. My writing is shocking. They probably don't understand it, so they've just ignored mine.
And you can't do it again, I take it?
No, you can't do it again.
Oof.
But we didn't even know about it until the guy at the Lego house told us. So if he hadn't told me, I wouldn't have felt any worse.
Because I think you can do it in the shop as well, right?
No, you fill the forms in the shop and then you've got to claim it back at the airport.
Okay.
Yeah, it's claiming back the VAT and things is always an arduous process because we were able to do it, but when you're in the Lego shop, you got to get the special receipt. They have to stamp it. You then take it to the airport with the customs one. They're very particular on it. If they don't see the stamp and they don't see the actual original receipt, they'll deny it straight away, and they're hot on that. And they also want to physically see the item that you've got. So we had them in the suitcases. So I had to open up the suitcases and everything like that. And then even once you do that, so then they put a stamp on it. And then you've got to go in through the actual airport itself, and you go up to the money exchanger, and you then can get the refund from there. But the thing with it is they're not the same company, so then they charge a 5% commission to do it, and then they will only give you physical cash. They will not.
Oh no, they said they were.
Sorry, they'll only give you Danish kroner. So as you leave the airport.
Yeah.
So then you got to pay exchange.
They wouldn't do that. They physically give you cash. So.
Oh no, they were going to put it back on my credit card.
Yeah,
so
they're getting you every which way because what you're going to do is if you're not coming back, you've got Danish kroner.
Yeah.
Right.
But
not like
no, they were going to put it on.
We were meant to say we in the credit card. And they're like, well, the only way you can do that is like what you've done, Kerry, is to send off. But government, these sorts of things, when you send them off, they have a nice tendency to get lost or denied, or you didn't have the right tick box on it, or any of the other things. So,
and that's what's happened to mine because I know I spilled it.
In the end, I mean, we were able to get it, but it's sort of like, yeah.
I mean, it's worth it if you spend a lot of money. I mean, I was
getting
getting
it off anyway because it's sort of.
Yeah, I was getting £50 back, so it was worth it for me to do it. I mean, that's another duck.
Yeah, because I think when I was thinking about it, it would have saved me like 15 quid. And I was like, I don't know if I can be bothered to go through admin for the sake of 15 quid. Especially not if you've got to do it at the airport.
Yeah. But it was really annoying when... Obviously, I was going to get another duck, and he's like, adamant, no. If you're getting that bill in the airport, you can't have the duck. It'll go over, blah, 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 blah. He was getting quite antsy about it. I mean, he's a tax man. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if I do get stopped at customs and he's with me, and he's allowed that to happen, that's his job. So he's basically he's actually a tax inspector. He's one of those evil people. He's a very nice guy, but he is a tax inspector. So he was just getting overly anxious, should we say?
I couldn't do that job. Just too taxing.
I knew somebody was going to come out with that. He's like, I wonder if my work would send me to Lego to do like, because what they do, they internally inspect people, like, you know, things that they have exports to England and stuff, and obviously Lego exports a lot to England, so they go and get internally inspected, and he's wanting, obviously this his branch of people, there's not a lot of people, he's wanting them to send him to Lego House. He's like, I don't think you can be that specific.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to try.
Could he then go in the staff shop?
He would have to inspect the staff shop because there's British people that work there. And then what he has to he has to buy samples to see whether they're paying the correct taxes and stuff as well. So I'm like that. You're just making these things up now, aren't you?
I have to buy Lego as part of my job.
But yeah, I totally forgot we were not part of the EU anymore.
Okay. Just had a few of our next guests sort of pop in, so I'll just bring them in. There we go. First up. Let's see now. We'll go with Padawan and Belaya. How are you going this evening, this morning, this afternoon?
It's good. It's going good. Yeah. Hopefully you can hear me. I some of my stuff got a little wonky, so I'm trying to fix a few things here.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Yay.
How are you doing, Amberley? All right.
Yeah.
Doing okay. Doing. I've got my emotionally exhausted shirt on, so I'm ready.
Yeah.
Ready. Yeah. So
I cried a lot. I don't even know why we're crying.
And our other guest that we're also bringing in is Titanium J. How are you going?
Hi there.
Doing good.
TJ.
Oh, hi, everybody.
Hi, TJ.
Excellent.
Did you cry as well?
Good to have you in. I think
No.
with that, we just sort of...
Just me then. Yeah. Okay.
Before we get on to some
I
of
did.
the Ahsoka, then I think... Oh, there's a glitch in there. Trevor was going to pop off because he's not up to date with the episodes and spoil and everything like that.
I know.
So just sort of quickly, Trevor, just sort of what you've been working on and what's coming up on your socials.
So I've been building the Pangani Utopia, which is actually a really fun build. It's quite cool. It's got the use of the doors. Very fun, cool building techniques to create all the shapes and all the curves. Yeah, it's a really good model, that. That'll go with Tom's the rest of the Speed Champion cool. Collection. And then I built, I couldn't resist one of the Star Wars Stormtrooper mechs.
Well, I'm not sure about those. They're a bit weird.
Yeah.
Trevor, how do you make them stick on the white
These?
thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, just a little bit of blue tack.
Ah.
I use blue tack all the time on stop motion, so it's nothing technical.
Oh, it looked like magic.
Yeah.
Also, Trevor. So, whilst you're at the Lego house, you can create like your own little stop motion movie.
Oh, can you?
I don't know what it was, but we were there for half an hour, and then when we pressed finish, it were about 3 seconds. I don't know what we did. There was no point. And then our friends was like a nice little movie. So I have no idea what they did and what we did.
Yeah, it as you can appreciate, it does take the time. It really, really does.
Yeah. Well, that was a waste of my time.
Now, coming up on my channel this weekend, all being well, you would have seen, obviously, that I created this display case from Wicked Brick for the Up House.
Yeah.
But what I've actually done, and I've got a video coming out, like I say, hopefully at the weekend, I installed a kit from Light Go for this particular up house. And you'll see on the video, because obviously this is built into a display case, I don't want to keep taking the case on and off whilst I'm switching it on and off. So you'll see in the video how I managed to just, let me just turn the light down, turn it on and off whilst it's in the case.
That's beautiful.
And there you go.
Oh, that is amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I really think with this exclusive display case and now the lights, it just really finishes this set off.
Have you seen that set's on sale out at the minute? It's for 30 quid in Tesco's, I think it is.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because I'm thinking of getting one.
Yeah, I do kind of want one.
So look out for that. Got a video coming out of how I found the installation and what I did to sort of overcome the issues. So the battery box wasn't stored inside the display case because that was one of the issues I had. So yeah, really pleased on that one. And thank you again, Matt, for having me on. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. Thank you.
No, it's great to have you on, and it's we certainly look forward to that, seeing that video come out there. And thanks also for helping to retweet the intro. Always appreciate that. And yeah,
you're welcome.
Hopefully we'll see you again next week at some stage.
If we can do a service by stopping Lady Brick getting pregnant, then I'm all for it.
Wait, what did I miss?
You have to go back and watch the intro.
I really will.
Take care, everybody. Anyway.
Oh,
Bye, Trev.
See you later, Trev.
Bye.
See you, mate.
Bye.
Trev. Easy. And so with that, obviously now we're going to switch over to the Ahsoka spoilers part of the stream. So big warnings, we're going to be spoiling it and everything. So if you haven't seen it and you don't want to see it, then now would be a good time to sort of drop off. Otherwise, with that, I think we'll move on. And I think Amber Lyre will start off. I think you were going to do a bit of a summary of the episode.
Yeah. I wrote it out. It's long. I'm gonna do my best though. I'm gonna do my best because I feel like there's a lot more in this episode than I think I was expecting. But yeah, so here we go. So the episode starts out. The ghost has landed on the ruins on the planet Cetos. There's no sign of Sabine or Ahsoka anywhere. So Hera, Jason, and Chopper are inspecting the ruins, the henge, and they find a mournful Hu Yang, who's holding Sabine's helmet, and he's lamenting about how he had told them to stay together, but they never listen. So then we cut to the title screen, and we reveal that the episode title is Shadow Warrior. From there, we are in that mystic space. I'm not going to claim what it is, but I'm going to call it the mystic space, where we see Ahsoka and Anakin. Ahsoka's asking what happened, and Anakin proceeds to tell her that she lost a fight and that he's here to finish her training. Ahsoka inquires as to what lesson he might have to teach her, and Anakin replies with basically live or die. And he engages his lightsaber, which is not Darth Vader's. Just pointing that out. Reluctantly, Ahsoka starts battles Anakin, and a lightsaber duel starts. So back on the ruins at Cetos, there's no sign of Sabine and Ahsoka, and we hear from Carson that Senator Organa can no longer cover for the unsanctioned mission.
Leia.
That's a little nod to Princess Leia. Yep. Jason has found something, and we see Hera being pulled in two different directions between Carson needing to know what to do next and Jason asking his mom to listen to the ocean waves. Hera focuses on the waves with her son, and now she too can hear in the clashing of the waves lightsabers. She orders Carson to once again sweep the ocean and sweep fairly low. Hu Yang then explains to Carson that Jason's father was the Jedi Kanan Jarrus. And honestly, his reaction is the best. He's like, okay. Pretty funny. So then we cut back to Ahsoka and Anakin fighting. She does get the best of him with, I think, there's a roundhouse kick there, and implies that she has nothing to learn from him. Anakin then slices through the path that they're standing on, and Ahsoka falls deep into like this reddish, purplish mist. All right, so everybody brace yourself, because from this point on, there is going to be an insane amount of fan service for Clone Wars fans. Just saying. There's a lot of things here. I'm trying not to like put any of my bias in there or, you know, interpret anything. I'm going to try to do the best I can to just state the facts here. Okay. So we find a young Ahsoka amid a dreamlike recreation of one of the first battles that she was with Anakin in during the Clone Wars. We see clone troopers running in the haze of battle, as well as Anakin. Ahsoka is confused as to why they're there. Anakin is kind of vague in his answers. And they both head into battle. Ahsoka has her green lightsaber. So there's kind of a difference here. Next, Ahsoka finds herself at the end of the battle, surrounded by the injured and the dying. Young Ahsoka confronts a clone trooper, and she takes in the carnage around her. Let's see here. There's a lot going on in this conversation, by the way, with Ahsoka and Anakin. So again, I'm going to try to keep this brief. Anakin tells her that there's more fighting to do. Ahsoka questions fighting and the cost of it, and how it was her mistake that got people killed. Anakin explains that this is what war is, and that he is training her to lead and survive. Ahsoka says that that's not what she was trained for originally, and what happens if she doesn't want to keep fighting. And Anakin tells her that if she doesn't, she's going to die. Anakin then heads into the misty battle with the clone troopers at his side. There's a flash, and in Anakin's place, we see Darth Vader for just a few seconds before it returns to Anakin again. Back on Cetos, the ships are sweeping low in the water, still haven't found anything. In the Ghost, Hera admits to Huyang that the mission was unauthorized, and she begins to question herself as a general. As they are discussing the resilience of Lady Tano, Hera asks what her master was like, hinting that Hera is not aware of who Ahsoka's master is. And Huyang responds with the simple statement that he was intense. Then Hera receives a communication from Jason that Chopper has picked up something. So they send the ships over to that area. Back to Ahsoka, we now find an older Ahsoka, but still young, but a little bit older, battling Mandalorians with her signature dual white blades. We see Captain Rex refer to Ahsoka as commander as he leads more troops forward. Anakin then appears, saying that he doesn't remember this battle. And Ahsoka explains that this was the siege of Mandalore and that they had already parted ways at this point. Anakin praises Ahsoka and says that she is a warrior and that everything within her is everything he is. Let's see. He explains that there is a long line of knowledge inherited through their particular Jedi lineage. She confronts Anakin with the statement that he was more powerful and dangerous than anyone realized. He asks if this is what this is all about. She begins to explain with basically, she starts to say, what if, if she's everything he is, but he cuts her off and says that she has learned nothing and it's time to go back to the beginning. So with Anakin's back to Ahsoka, he states that he gave her a choice to live or die. He engages his red lightsaber and turns towards young Ahsoka with the eyes of the Sith. His response to Ahsoka's no with incorrect shows that he is now basically Darth Vader. As they begin dueling, young Ahsoka is kicked back through the mist and comes out the other side, back in this mysterious place where we started, and is now current day Ahsoka. We see a flash of Darth Vader as he strides towards her, and they engage in battle once again. Ahsoka is able to best Sith Anakin, and while holding his red blade in position, basically to kill him, she throws it away and says that she chooses to live. With that, we see Jedi Anakin return, and he tells her that there is hope for her yet as he disappears, and we transition to Ahsoka under the water being rescued. Ahsoka recovers and seems to know as much about the whereabouts of Sabine as anyone else. So she's there on the ghost at this point. She uses her Force Echo ability while holding the broken map to see what has happened to Sabine and conveys that they may not be able to follow. At this point, Hera is in danger of losing her command, and Chancellor Mon Mothma says that there's nothing more that she can do and that the fleet's on its way. Seeing the Purgle, Ahsoka is inspired to try and follow Sabine using the Purgle. With Hera and Jason in the Ghost and Ahsoka and Huyang, in the Jedi shuttle, they make their way up to meet the Purgle, while Carson is asked to stall the fleet. Ahsoka is able to communicate with the largest Purgle, and she and Huyang take their ship into its mouth. Ahsoka admits to Huyang that she has no idea if this is going to work, but that it's better than doing nothing. Hera and Jason in the Ghost, Jason mentions that this is like the stories you used to tell me about Ezra. Just as Carson is about to explain to the fleet command the unbelievable story of their mission, Hera sends a transmission suggesting that they get out of the way as the space whales are readying for their hyperspace jump. They come in, they make their jump. We see in the ship with Ahsoka, everything goes white, and then that is the end of the episode. Okay. I tried to get everything.
Nice.
That was amazing.
I think you got everything there, to be fair.
Very good.
Yeah.
I tried real hard to like get everything. Yeah.
Chills.
Yeah. Right. The only thing that might be missing might be the last couple of scenes from Ahsoka leaving the ship after she was rescued, and then this transition of having no headpiece, and all of a sudden she had a headpiece, and then this this clothes that were bit by bit added to it until she had her white entire clothes.
Yes. Yeah.
Gandalf
I'll be honest. At the end there, I was like, I was running out of time, and I was just like, okay, here's the bullet points.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, we'll talk about the rest. Let's just get through it.
Right.
But yes, for everybody who wanted their Gandalf the White
with everything.
they got it.
Yeah.
She made the choice. She made the choice that Anakin basically made, and he chose death, and she chose life.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't choose death, but he chose the dark side, didn't he? And that choice was there for her. And she's always had it in her, like he said. She's from the same vein.
Yeah.
And she chose the right path. Or was it the wrong path?
So she's a Jedi now, right?
She was always a Jedi. She just wasn't a Jedi Master.
Well, and also, is she a Jedi Master now or Jedi Knight? I don't know where she was.
I don't think she can be a master of anybody, can she? Really? So we had that conversation, didn't we? So she's become a Jedi Knight, but I think you've got to earn to become Jedi Master. But at the minute, there's only one Jedi Master, and that's Luke.
Well, so my understanding, because I was looking into that a little bit, it's basically. So my understanding is that the trials are different for each person and what they need to face. So. I mean, I don't know because we do have this visual transition of Ahsoka. I don't know if that is because she finally faced what she needed, to face to become.
Are we talking Jedi Knight or Jedi Master though? Because obviously Anakin never became a Jedi Master, so can he therefore give her training to become a Jedi Master or just a Jedi Knight? Because she's always said, "I'm no Jedi." Yeah,
because it's not. And it's not necessarily training, is it? It's a trial.
No, it was just the last piece of information that she needed.
But it's not. Anakin's not training her. It's all in her head, right? Or
was it
something else? But it's all based on her understanding of things. It's the impression I got.
This is it though, because when he went, "Oh, I've heard that before," and the only time he's ever heard that is when Luke said it to him. I'll not fight you. I've heard that before. I mean,
Oh,
that's
actually,
from his future of where he is at the moment. So, you know, he was he'd manifested himself as young Anakin, but he'd heard that before from being older Anakin.
Yeah.
So it's all very confusing.
But didn't she say that to him in Rebels when she faces Darth Vader?
I think she said, "I won't leave you." Rather
Yeah,
than I won't fight
she
you.
didn't say. She didn't say I won't fight you.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh God, KO's here. Here we
Oh.
go.
So, okay, I think, we've got lots to sort of, there's pretty dense and quite a number of things there to go through. What I might do is just quickly run around everyone and sort of just give it an overall sort of impression of the episode, what you and what you liked. So we'll start off with TJ.
I love the episode. It was great. Favorite part would have to be the Clone Wars and just Anakin and Ahsoka's interactions overall. I love that stuff.
Okay, excellent. Yep, brilliant. One Brick Stud, your sort of overall impression?
Amazing. I think it's eclipsed Mandalorian for me, and I think it's this story is going to lay such strong foundations for future stories. I'm a big fan of Hayden Christensen. I don't like it when the Star Wars community talks about him in a way in which he's got to like redeem himself. It's not like as an actor more than anything. I'm a big fan of Hayden Christensen. I think he was phenomenal. Portraying Anakin again. Just brilliant. And I think it's almost a near faultless episode, 10 out of 10. And I'm itching to see Thrawn. I just want to see him now. I want to see badass Thrawn. Thrawn. Yeah.
Yeah. No, okay then, brilliant. Kerry, just sort of overall impression of the episode.
I just think it's getting better week after week after week, and all I can say is because I wasn't here last week. Was I here last week? I wasn't here last week. I don't care what anybody says. That is Force Ghost Anakin, and my predictions came true.
Yeah.
I don't think Hayden Christensen has to redeem himself. It was people of my age that pulled him down from the first two films because we were watching it from the eyes of the first original trilogy, and I think it's going to be the same with the last three films. Your generation, so to speak, is pulling those three films down, but kids that have watched those three films love them, and in 20 years' time, even though we know it's a bit bad, in 20 years' time, when they've filled in that gap, those actors in those films are going to be their Star Wars, where the original three was my Star Wars, and all these little, all these like mini series in between are basically pandering towards and to the Anakin era. They're pandering to both of it, not pandering, but that it's fan pandering to both of us. We're going to see a change in 20 years' time where people are going to love the next three films as well, which is what's happened. Because when I first watched the first three films, the prequels, I was like, it's not as good as Star Wars episode 3, 4, and 5. They are still the best. However, everybody of your age and younger love those films better than the originals. So, and I had to learn that from Tech. Don't tell them I said that. But it's true. You know what I mean?
That was a weird thing to realise that there were people who preferred the prequels over the originals.
Yeah, well, it's because I was watching... So I watched those films. I watched the first three films as a child and loved them.
Same.
I mean, Return of the Jedi is the first film that I saw at the cinema. I think I was about 6. And that's my favourite film of all time. It always will be, even though it's not as good as the first two. It's always going to be my most favourite film. Probably because of the Ewoks, and I was a young girl of 6, 7. But obviously, 20 years later, I was watching the prequels as an adult and didn't think they were as good because they were childish, because they were made for kids.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem as well with the next 3 films. They try to make them slightly for adults because we needed that, but ultimately they are kids' films.
Yeah.
So we shall see. And I think that's an element that they might have missed in the last 3 as well. They've tried to make them for adults, not just for kids. But anyway, back to Ahsoka. Amazing. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it's interesting. Each generation comes along and picks up their point to enjoy Star Wars and enter into it. And and that's the nice thing about talking with some of these streams, because we get a vast age range and where people come into it. So just quickly, Ambalaya, your overall thoughts for the episode?
Yeah. So one of the things, one of my issues I had with the trilogy, or the prequel trilogy, is that in the second movie there is some problematic behavior with Anakin. So it's well, no, this is the second movie. It's the second movie, and it's he's super creepy.
And he kills everybody. He kills all the sand people.
Well, sorry. Yes, creepy. that. Sorry, but he's super, like, as from a female perspective, he's super creepy.
He is,
but when I saw when I saw the Clone Wars, I fell in love with Anakin, and for me, seeing Hayden Christensen play that Anakin in live action, I fell in love. I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. I thought he did a really great job of portraying that Anakin that we saw there. And I'm at a place where I can no longer be biased or not be biased. I can't help it. You pander to me this much, I'm just love it as like a Clone Wars and a Rebels fan. So they've got me. I mean, they'd have to really screw up at this point. So I'm loving it.
It is true though. As a girl at that age, when he was speaking to Padme, it's like, how is she going for him? He's a little creeper. It's like, how has this happened? He is batting above his average, basically.
Yeah, I think it's it may have been Lady McBrick who pointed out last week that you're starting to see some of the cartoon stuff now take live action form, and it's nice to see that. And then we've seen this now more so with this episode, with a lot of the things that we've seen previously in animated Clone Wars now being done in live action. And it's great to sort of see that come across. So just Brick Askew, just quickly, your sort of impressions of the episode?
Yeah, like everyone else, it's great. Love the Clone Wars bit. That was just amazing. Like the way they did that, the way it was shot, like seeing the AT-T in the background and stuff like that, and just that whole storyline between Ahsoka and Anakin, and I do think maybe redeemed himself a bit strong, but I do think Hayden Christensen has certainly upped his game since the prequels, and he's doing that role a lot better. Maybe the source material is better for him, but yeah, absolutely great. I'll leave it at that because I appreciate you've got to get around to however many people.
Okay. Brilliant. Yeah, no, it's certainly it's good to see Hayden Christian being given something, I think, which is a bit sink his teeth into us such. And Lady McBrick, your sort of thoughts on the episode?
I have to confess that last week's episode I like better than this week's episode because in the last episode I absolutely loved the fight scene, the interaction between Ahsoka and Baylan, brilliant. The interaction between Ahsoka and Anakin, equally brilliant. But my feeling is it concluded too fast. I love the interaction, but it was just 10 minutes, and there was so much depth in it. that I much prefer if they had this as a miniseries of 3, 5, 6 episodes and really give it depth, because there was so much in it that I have a feeling that as brilliant as it was, it did not really get the depth that it could have been given. I think there would have been source material enough for a miniseries. Maybe not a whole series, an Anakin spin-off, but at least a miniseries of at least 3 episodes to really give him the range, because it was compressed and it was brilliant and it was beautiful. It's just, I would have loved to see more of it.
Yeah, I have to agree. Actually, there's a point where when he says like, "Is this what it's all about?" or something along those lines, where Ahsoka starts saying about how basically went to the dark side, and I think I must have just been filling gaps in my head, because I was like,
Yeah.
"It must be a massive conflict. Like, how do you take any lessons from this guy, from Anakin, who turned out to be Darth Vader? Like, how do you learn from him and not go to the dark side?" I suppose that in itself is a
Yeah.
conflict, and I think I filled that gap in my head, because I don't think they really cover that so much, because he just says, "Is this what it's about?" and then it's like, right, we'll go back to the beginning. And
so this is just my hope, and my dream, because when he leaves her, he says, "There's hope for you still yet."
Mhm.
I am hoping that this is not the last time that she
Yeah.
meets Force Ghost Anakin, and
Yeah.
that there's going to be more. So if there's more episodes or more seasons and stuff like that. So that's what I'm really hoping. I'm really hoping there's more.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I think that's a bit the same as you, Lady McBrick. I got to the end of the episode and it's sort of like, it raised a lot of questions, and sort of like, I'm not 100% clear on what just happened. Like, in terms of, yes, you could see the 3 different types of Ahsoka at 3 different events, but yeah, in terms of then when he's saying, "Oh, I can complete your training," and this, that, and the other, so like, well, did he do it? What did he offer her? How does this kind of fit in? I guess part of my takeaway from it was, during the Clone Wars and everything else which has happened, things happened to her and she's become a bit numb to it all. And this was kind of like the kick in the kick up the backside as such, to sort of say, hey, no, you need to take an active choice in this. You can't just keep on going along responding to things. You need to, really make the choice to live and do things. I mean, what was people's take on what Anakin, how he was going to complete her training? Did he do it? Is there still more? Or what was people's thoughts on that aspect?
Yeah, my conclusion in the end was, because for me it was too fast, I made my kind of peace a bit with it by thinking she was a Jedi, the training was completed at all, the only thing that was missing was someone telling her, you are ready. It is done anyway. It was not really a lesson, it was not really a training, everything was done. It's just someone needed to tell her, you are done.
And she needed to make a decision, I think.
Yeah, and to accept it. Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't so look, she didn't learn a lesson other than hoping to get clarity, is how I saw it.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll be honest, I had some trouble too, honestly, like trying to figure out like exactly what the full lesson was. The one part I did get is it seemed like maybe Ahsoka, sort of had to come to terms with the fact that, while her training started as being a peacekeeper, and not this, and, when, like he says, you're a warrior now and all this stuff. I mean, I wonder if she had this fear that going this direction is how you go to the dark side. And maybe she made that, she kind of reconciled that in order to survive, in order to do this, like, you do have to fight. Like, this is just the way it is now. You don't have that old Jedi order of just like being peaceful and like almost monk-like, right? and
Yeah.
that she kind of accepted that, and that's what she needs to do.
I guess she's not had the same route as most Jedis, right? Because she'd not really had that so much of that peacetime. It's been a lot of wartime and then
Yeah.
survival. Like, yeah, peacetime. She's not really. Well, I guess peacetime for her was when she was a child, and most of because she's meant to be what, like 50 now or something, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the vast majority of her life has been fighting, one way or another, which is obviously not what Jedi's. Well, at least what the main appearance of what a Jedi is. They're meant to be like peaceful and all of that, even though they kill an awful lot of people in reality. Yeah.
Well, they didn't used to. My understanding is.
Yeah. But they're also like really proficient with like the lightsaber. Their main identifiable.
Yeah, but
thing
they
is
were only allowed to. They're supposed to use lightsabers for defense. So if somebody's shooting at them, they recoil it. They don't go in for the attack. That's the path to the dark side. So they only ever use it as defense. That's what they're supposed to do. That's why. I mean, was it right at the beginning where, even in the first ever episode, not the first episode, the prequel first episode, it's like, we can't fight your war. We can be here
Qui-Gon
as
says
peacekeepers. Yeah.
That's right.
Is that
And then
political?
here she is fighting a war, just like in the second iteration. So Obi-Wan's been taught that as well. Obi-Wan was an adult when he was taught that you can't fight people's wars, and then his Padawan is then fighting in wars, and he's like
Is that it's meant to
grandsire
be
Padawan.
neutrality rather than
Yeah. But then in the Clone Wars, they obviously they weren't neutral. Maybe it's because they were fighting against machines.
And Sith.
And Sith.
Well, they're separatists.
Well, they weren't fighting against Sith, though, were they?
No,
I mean, they were,
well,
but they weren't. In the Clone Wars, they weren't aware they were fighting against Sith.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well, they knew that like Dooku was Sith involved, so they wanted to put a stop to him, I guess. And then they had Ventress and Grievous as well.
Was Dooku really a Sith, though? I mean, I know he was a Sith, but he was a disillusioned Jedi, wasn't he? Really?
Ultimately, he was just a tool for Sidious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same as Maul. So Anakin was always Palpatine's end goal.
Yeah, you learned a lot about Dooku during the Tales of the Jedi series, didn't you?
That was great.
Yeah, I
haven't
like
watched that yet. Is it worth a watch?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Small episodes. It's like small episodes, isn't it?
Yeah.
I still haven't got through Clone Wars though, so just put it on again today, and like I got to the end of it and thought, what's happened? Couldn't tell you what actually happened in any of the episodes. I thought, well, I'll put it in the background and I'll get it by osmosis. I'm still having problems with it. I don't know what it is. On Series 2, though, so apparently it gets better, but do I need to make sure I know what's going on in Series 2 for the rest? Because I have no idea what happened.
No, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I had it on in the background a lot.
Yeah.
I think there were episodes which were meaningful, and after you watched it, I felt as if it brought me closer, and it gave me insight. And then there were episodes where I felt like you. I watched it, but it did not really add anything. It was like a filler episode.
Right, cool.
Yeah.
Do you think? Go on.
No, I recently, after the Ahsoka episode, I rewatched an episode from season 1, the Storm over Ryloth episode.
Oh yeah, I watched that.
Yeah,
one.
because when I was watching that flashback for the Clone Wars, when it was the Phase 1 troopers and Ahsoka's kind of like with the wounded, and she's like, I got them killed. It reminded me of that episode.
Is that the one which sorry, John.
In the Storm over Ryloth episode, she commands a fighter squadron, and
that was definitely the episode.
Yeah. I found it interesting, the parallels, and there was essentially a similar lesson just brought into live action.
And because that in the Clone Wars, that sets off a massive story arc for Ahsoka as well, right? Because I think there was a whole thing about, well, it's some YouTube video, so it might all be completely made up of someone's opinion, but they were saying that she's quite an annoying character to start with, and then she does that and basically gets completely humbled by it and learns, and then everyone loves her after that. Because at first the audience didn't like Ahsoka, but it was after that and her learning from it and how she came out of it, everyone loved her. So it's a similar, it's a similar kind of.
She is a bit of a whiny little teen before that, to be fair. Yeah.
Kind of getting Ahsoka to face the realities of war.
Yeah, and a bit overconfident in her abilities.
A bit like Ezra as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
First series is like he's a whiny little. Well, then he'll be all right. Chopper, kill him.
Chopper's not had a great deal of airtime in Ahsoka.
Every moment I get that little bit.
I love it.
Yeah.
All I need is just a little head shake, a little uh-oh, and I'm happy.
In the first episode, why don't we kill them? It's like, Chopper. You know exactly what he's thinking. Just kill them all. Chopper, the mass murderer.
I've noticed that Chopper is a bit less sassy than he was in Rebels, but I think
he's a babysitter now.
Yeah, it's only when he's around Jason. He's nice around the kid.
Yeah,
which I think is like really touching, and I know I realized that it's really a testament to Chopper.
What's interesting, somebody had mentioned that in the episode when they land on that planet and Chopper sees the strut that is like the replacement for his, and he says something to Hera, and people were pointing out that basically he called her mom.
What, Chopper called her mom?
Chopper was like, Mom! And I was like, oh my gosh, it does sound like he's saying mom, because they were making the point that, Chopper sort of sees like Hera like kind of as his mom. She rescued him and everything and all this stuff. So, I could absolutely see if that's kind of relationship like with Jason, it's like, well, that's, someone I need to protect and stuff.
I was quite surprised. I didn't really know what to expect from Jason in the Ahsoka show, but I actually do like him. I was kind of, just a bit worried, but I think he's a good character.
I just got Kanan shivers. I'm like, he's back. He still lives.
I know.
He lives in the little boy.
I know.
He's got soulful eyes, that little child.
Was it just on the Jason point there? Do you think that he was obviously he sort of could hear the lightsabers, and that's how they ended up finding Ahsoka? Did that come across well, or is he just too overpowered for what he is, or?
No, I think it came across as we expected it. We'd be like that. Oh, come on, your dad's a Jedi. What can you do? And we got that, and that was decent enough. I think.
I wouldn't have said it was overpowered. It's not like he's lifting people off their feet.
Yeah, he's never been trained, has he? So he's not going to be doing what Grogu does.
But he's definitely Force sensitive.
Oh, definitely. He's already listening for the Force. He's already one with nature already, which is one of the main parts that was trying to be taught to people, just to listen.
Yeah,
Luke
he
couldn't
could be
do it
trained
straight away.
I'm sure Harris probably told him a few things to kind of go in the direction after having observed Kanan for so long.
And Hera is obviously Force sensitive as well, so.
Yeah, because she could hear the lightsabers as well, right?
Yeah.
Well, everybody's supposed to be Force sensitive, aren't they? It's just how Force sensitive they are. So.
Well, I suppose it's kind of like Sabine. You kind of have to open yourself up to it, and I think Hera might be a bit more open than Sabine is, maybe.
Well, she also listened to Jason. She didn't question him. She was like, "Oh, right." She actually, she listened to him.
He knows things.
Yeah. She didn't. It wasn't like, "Oh, you're just a kid." Like, what you did.
Well, she probably expects it from him. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, because she trusted Kanan, and obviously, being like their son. Even when he's in the ship and he's like, I've got a bad feeling, and she looks at him and she's like, okay, like this isn't just, oh, the kid has like a rumbly tummy type thing. It's like, oh no, this is not.
I mean, obviously, this is the first time we've seen him, but this is not going to be the first time he's exhibited Force sensitivity. Yeah. It's just the fact that we're seeing him straight away. It's So he's been doing this for a while. I was like, I want to be a Jedi, which she's like, I know you do.
What's kind of funny is seeing, and here's where, like I said, I am just going to be 100% biased to the show. When I saw the live action scenes, basically from Clone Wars, it's a terrible idea, but I absolutely was like, I want live action Clone Wars.
Yeah.
I'm like, do it all and do it in live action. I don't care if you have to DH Hayden Christensen, whatever. like I want this. Again, it would be a terrible idea and it shouldn't be done, but yeah, I absolutely in that moment wanted it.
And they did it so well as well, better than like last week. Last week were a bit funky, but this week was really good.
It's really good.
Like the de-aging, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just like the subtleties, like the armor he was in the first one, like very much like the first season. And then, when she's at the Siege of Mandalore, and again, you see her headdress, you see all that stuff change as she ages too in that. And then you see, of course, his outfit there. I mean, it was just like so perfect. There was just a perfect melding of like Clone Wars, and of course, where we end up here. It made me absolutely want to see that in live action.
Death Warriors as well. I was like, that Gar Saxon for a second.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It makes me want to see Obi-Wan's early Clone Wars outfit in live action as well. Yeah.
I don't think we'll see Obi-Wan though.
Not in this show, but
No.
like in like a live action Clone Wars something, that would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, just give us a little one. Just give us a little something.
Yeah.
One episode. I don't know.
Feature-length episode or something.
And then seeing Rex as well was cool.
Oh yes.
Even though it probably wasn't him underneath there, but it was his voice.
No, it's the live action one. It's the guy
Wayne.
who does Boba Fett and stuff.
John Wayne's grandson.
Yeah.
What's he called?
John Wayne's grandson.
Yeah, John Wayne's grandson. It was
Oh, right.
God, what's he called?
Didn't know that.
Oh,
He's
there's
a
loads
kid in
of
Rock. No.
there's loads of grandsons and nieces and nephews in this. Morgana's Bruce Lee's goddaughter.
Yeah.
What did I call her Morgana? Morgan. Or is it the guy that played Maul? His voice.
He was the lighting. Oh, okay.
Not Ray Park, not the guy that acted him, but the guy that
Ray
voiced
Park.
him.
Oh, I know who you mean.
Ray Park didn't voice him though.
Oh, Sam Witwer.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah. But that's not the guy who voices the clones, but yeah.
Right, no. So it was definitely Tamara Morrison that voiced the clones.
Yeah.
But the guy that played the clones was the
That's
guy
the
that
name
played...
down there.
Yeah.
What's his name?
That's the live actor.
Yeah.
Tamara Morrison?
Yeah.
No. That's the live actor.
Well,
the guy that is playing the live actors now is not Tamara Morrison. He's a bit too chunky.
But yeah, it was probably just someone random underneath.
I think it was.
They said it was him for
his voice.
The Rex.
Definitely his voice.
Well, for his
but he
voice.
wasn't-
maybe.
Yeah, he wasn't in the. Although he has slimmed down a little bit, he's not slimmed down that much.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, because I had heard that he was in a part of Ahsoka. Maybe he did just do a voice.
Yeah, it was his voice. Yeah.
Well, they
I'm
should
sure
use
it's
the other
John
dude.
Wayne's grandson though that's playing. It's the set. So
He
the guy that
definitely
plays the
was.
Mandalorian, it's him. The body for the Mandalorian, it's that dude that played the clone troopers, and I think that's John Wayne's grandson. I could be wrong. I'm gonna have to find out now.
I know John Wayne's grandson is involved in the show somewhere. I can't remember what they. But yeah, more Clone Wars would be amazing.
And
But
Brandon
also-
Wayne.
on that idea of attire and that, what do we make of all the white? What do you think that was significant of?
She went through a change.
Transformation. Yeah.
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 But the transition was really, really weird because when she got up off bed, I for a second thought that they just missed it and thought, no, that can't be. And but it looked in the end as if they really, at the beginning of the scene, they missed the headgear, because without transition period, she all of a sudden was wearing it.
Yeah,
and
but she
there
got
is
dressed though, hadn't she? She was a
Yeah, but when do we see? It was seamless. She was out in the open, and all of a sudden she had the headgear, as if it appeared out of thin air.
I just think she was resting and they'd taken it off of her, and then she got up and we didn't see her getting changed. So she got out of her PJs, put her robes on, put her headgear on, and then came out.
But when she gets out in the open, she is without it. And while she is outside...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to go back
Because
and
in
look.
the ship, I really thought, oh, they missed it. Probably taking it off. My mind went to the makeup guy missed it. And then she went outside, and I thought, oh, maybe it's intentionally. It's her natural white now. And while she was outside, without any interference of anyone, all of a sudden...
I did not notice that.
Yeah,
that's a bit of continuity, isn't it? Continuity error, that. I just assumed she didn't have it on when she was laid down, and when she'd gone outside, she had it on, so I missed that then. Oops.
Yeah. It looked weird.
Whoopsie-daisy.
But yeah, is it actually a Lord of the Rings nod? Like, is
Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah, there's no, because the Jedi robes aren't white like that, are they?
Yeah.
No, but not even that. It's under the water drowning when, like, what's his face was drowning and gets pulled out of the water in Lord of the Rings. It's exactly the same. At the end.
Yeah.
She had a "you shall not pass" moment. No, Anakin, you shall not pass. Chucked his lightsaber away.
Samwise Gamgee,
Yeah, Samwise Gamgee was in the water, wasn't he? And he got pulled out. Oh, that's Bruce Wayne's kid. The guy that pulled her out of the water. That's him. I think.
It was a woman that pulled her out, wasn't it?
No, she was on deck already. He jumped in and pulled her out onto the water. And that's Bruce Wayne's grandson. And he's the guy that plays the body of the Mandalorian. Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious thing, isn't it? With the white
I think
face.
we're sort of going to be pushing up. Yeah. Going to be pushing up against the hour, so I might just do a quick run around, score out of 10, and either prediction or what you might like to see in the next episode. Start with TJ.
So I'll give this episode another 10 out of 10. Really, really loved it. My prediction from last week came true, so here's hoping it comes true again this week. Definitely go to the other galaxy. I think we're going to see Thrawn somewhere in the middle of the episode. He's going to show up sometime around then, and then Ezra will show up at the end of the episode. And that'll kind of lead into the final two episodes, which I think will be kind of like Mandalorian Season 3 two-part finale ending.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, because we've only got the 3 episodes to go now, so certainly we need to have Thrawn and hopefully Ezra at some stage pop up as well. So okay, brilliant. One Brick Stud. Just a quick sort of or what you'd like to see in the next episode.
Well, it's definitely 10 out of 10 this episode. The expectations is so high now. How is the next one going to be 10 out of 10? I think it will be. I can't see this series dropping off. It's just getting better and better. It's building so much momentum. What I'd like to see in the next episode, which I think we've got to see Thrawn now. I think we'll see Thrawn at the end of the episode. And I think we'll see Ezra in the middle of it. But who knows? But we've got to see Thrawn now. I would have liked to have seen him sooner, but it's not damaging the series at all. But yeah, Thrawn's going to appear at the end of the next episode, and then we'll see him from start to finish for the last couple of episodes. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right then. Kerry, just the same sort of thing. Score out of 10, and anything you'd like to see in the next episode.
So 10 out of 10, definitely. It's getting better every week, so definitely a 10. I think we'll see Thrawn at the end of the next episode after a build-up with the characters that have gone across. And I'm slightly worried that we're not going to see Ezra at all, because I discussed this with Ollie earlier today or yesterday, was it? If she's travelled there by Purgle, why has Ezra not come back by Purgle? There's nothing to have stopped him from doing that.
Unless he traveled with Thrawn, and he's now wherever they are, and he's there in order to keep Thrawn as well.
That's
Yeah, but
exactly what I said.
Thrawn's not going to be able to travel back by Purgle. I mean,
Why not?
Thrawn's basically, for all intents and purposes, yes, he's an amazing tactician. He's not going to be able to beat Ezra in a fight.
Yeah.
So
He can't talk to the Purgle.
And he can't talk to the Purgle.
But wasn't at the end of Rebels something that Ezra bounded himself to Thrawn?
Can't remember.
But also, we don't know what's in the other galaxy. What
Well,
Thrawn could be using.
I was going to say the other thing is, like, where the Purgle go to may not be a place they hang out, like where he took them. So that's the thing, like, because that planet Cetos, they talk about like there's like some energy or something, and that's why the Purgle kind of, you know, are there, right? Why they're there. So there's a chance that the galaxy they go to is not a place that the Purgle often travel to. So that's a possibility too, that there's just haven't been Purgle there recently or for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, it's something to think about though. Why is he not come back? I mean,
no, it's true. It's true. I keep hope alive because I need. Well,
yeah. Why is he not travel by Lothwolf back? I know that they're not the fall, but why has he not tried to get back into the world beyond world? Is it the world beyond worlds? The world between worlds?
Yeah, the world between worlds, I think.
Yeah, it's just puzzling me.
Yeah.
And we've not actually seen Ezra in live action yet, like we did on all the clips. So we only ever saw him in a video screen, whereas we did see Thrawn, we didn't see Ezra.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah. All right, then. Amber, score out of 10, and something you'd like to see in the next episode.
So I think I mentioned it before. I'm done. 10. I mean, the fan service alone is just enough for me to be. I have blinders on. I don't even know if I can like be objective now. For next episode, I have no idea. I actually kind of like that. I kind of like that. I don't have any idea. I'm like, at this point, I am just here for the ride. Whatever Dave Filoni wants to give us, I am ready for.
Okay, brilliant. Yep, no, that's a very similar sort of idea too. And Brick Skew, just score out of 10. Thoughts on next episode?
9 out of 10, maybe 9.5. Sorry, Carrie, the evil look. Is it awesome? But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I think my thought at the moment is the series, if it keeps going as it is, will be a 10. But I don't know if I'll rank any individual episode as a 10. So it'll be greater than some of its parts. But in terms of next episode, I do think we'll see Thrawn. We kind of got to. I'm also concerned we're not going to see Balin's storyline and we're never going to know what happened there.
Oh, me too.
Because they're going to have to start moving story. Yeah, it's going to be the finale soon enough, and I reckon it's going to be probably a two-parter. So I don't think there's going to be much room for too much more background stuff unless they fit it in quickly. But then they filled in stuff pretty quickly. Like they moved really fast this episode with Anakin and Ahsoka. But yeah, I think we'll see Thrawn.
Yeah.
Don't know about Ezra.
But that would have to all be post-production, right? Because when they finished, he was still alive.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, because I was wondering whether they'd wrap his storyline up. Just happened to have wrapped it up in this season.
Yeah.
I don't think they would have done unless he gets killed off, and we just never know.
No, we need to know though, don't we? I'm intrigued about him.
Yeah.
So did the actor successfully complete all his scenes before he died?
Yes,
he did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I think, like Amber said, I have no idea. And that's one of the great things about this show is that no one knows. We are all guessing, and some of it's right, some of it's wrong. And yeah, it's brilliant. Everyone's on an even footing.
Yeah. Do we know what his death was caused by? Was it something that was expected or something unexpected?
I think it was unexpected. He was fairly young. I think he was like 57 or something.
I think it was heart.
Yeah, I want to say heart.
I think so.
He seemed like he was in like fairly good health from what he looks like on the screen, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a place.
Okay. Nicole, just a score out of 10, and any thoughts on the next episode?
If I remember right, I said last week that I scored it 9 out of 10. So then this week I must say 8 out of 10. It's slightly slightly behind last episodes. My my prediction would be it highly depends on how much head start they have. I hope that they have enough to already have found Thrawn, and that when Ahsoka catches up with them, they are already all in pursuit of each other. That everything is already in play. That not a whole episode is spent on looking for them. I hope we right away jump into action. That's what I hope.
Yeah, no, that's a pretty good call considering there's only 3 episodes left to go, and you don't want to lose half another episode of them searching for each other. So,
do we know how long the next episodes are?
I don't.
I don't think so. No, it seems to only pop up once the Americans have watched it late on Tuesday night. Something so.
How does everyone feel? How does everyone feel with the episode lengths changing? Like, I like it. It gives me a sense that they're not. We all want it to be like 50 minutes long and so on, but I like the occasional 30-minute episode.
Oh, I think those ones leave me wanting. They should have stuck those 2 episodes together.
It just feels like they're not crowbarring the storyline. They're not dragging it out. The episode is as long as they think it is appropriate, and I like that.
Or as long as the budget allows.
Or that.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, they could stick this together and make a 3-hour-long film.
I'd watch it.
I'd watch it. I'd watch any form of Star Wars as long as it's not cartoons. I mean, I'm trying to watch the cartoons as well, but I come from the era of between 1986 and 2000. We didn't have anything. We had a holiday special. It was awful. We had no Star Wars. We had to just rewatch the films on video again and again and again. And that's where the obsessives came from.
Yeah, right.
Isn't there an Ewoks TV show in there somewhere?
Yeah, that was the Christmas special. The Ewok one.
It was right.
It was bad. A little blonde-haired child.
Didn't It wasn't there a theory or something that blonde-haired child. Are you on about the Ewok films?
Yeah.
Isn't there something? I'm not sure if it's canon or not. That there is a link between that blonde-haired child and Phasma. I could be wrong, but there's some sort of link.
I've not heard that. I'll have to have a look at that one.
Yeah. I've heard something a couple of
but
times.
I don't think the Ewoks one is canon, is it? It's been dropped into Legends. I can't really remember. I can just remember the blonde-haired child of the Ewoks. Really badly designed Ewoks as well because they had no budget. A bit like the badly designed Wookiees from the Christmas special. And Mark Hamill's makeup. Wow, how bad.
I'm gonna have to go watch this.
Yeah.
It's not. It's bad. It's bad videos. I mean, you can watch it, but it's bad. I don't even know where you'd be able to watch it as well. To be fair, it's kind of buried there.
Yeah. Looking back at that episode, one question: do you would you have preferred to watch it at the movies, or are you fine that you watched it on TV?
I'm not a fan of the movies.
I'd love to see it on the big screen. I'm a big cinema person.
I'd like to see it on the big screen, but with just me, not other people.
Yeah.
The bits with the Clone Wars, I think, would have been amazing.
Yeah.
I want to see the entire series. I would do that if like they did like a showing of the entire series. Like,
Exactly.
that would be cool.
I have decided that at some point I need a bigger TV.
That would be good.
Yeah. In Germany, you can rent a movie theater, and then you can bring your own things.
Yeah, you could here as well for a bit after COVID. You could rent it out to play games.
So maybe your next birthday will be at the movie theater.
Not with
Nicole rents it out. We can all go with her.
Right.
Not with things that go on in our movie theatres over here. It's not...
Okay.
Awful.
So I would have, I probably would have given it probably about a 9 out of 10 for most of the reasons everybody said. I just wasn't 100% clear or felt confident with how Anakin was completing her training, where that got up to, and things like that. There was a few little things in there which were a bit hazy. Loved the Clone Wars stuff, seeing that cartoon stuff translate into live action and everything there. So it was all brilliant. And I think as others have said, I'm not trying to predict too much in terms of what comes up next and just go along for the ride, really just enjoying the series. And I think when we first started off, maybe it was Amber saying, or maybe it was Kerry, it feels like Star Wars. So very much in that sort of vein. I think, with that, might just quickly run around everyone on what's happening on your socials, and we'll just sort of finish up from there. So start with TJ. What do you got coming up?
So I got my usual Monday night Twitch streams at 7 p.m. Central. I've started on this thing, this Destiny's Bounty ship. So I'm working.
I know what that is now.
Yeah. And
no,
then,
I actually do, TJ.
Yeah. No, I've got the legacy one, which is most similar to the one that you've seen. This is the modern one. Yeah. And then Wednesday nights Lub on Bricksmith's YouTube channel. And that's pretty much it.
Okay, brilliant, excellent. Thanks very much for coming along for the last hour, and same with Amber Liar. Always appreciate you guys coming along just to have a bit of a chat with some Ahsoka stuff. And with that, just toss over to Amber Liar. What have you got sort of coming up on your socials and everything?
Yeah, actually, I am probably not going to be streaming for the rest of the month. I have had some health issues kind of come up, but also some work things, and I kind of had to have a little conversation with myself about making sure that I'm taking care of my health. So I'm taking a bit of a break there, but we're still doing D&D. which is on Wednesday nights at 8:30 on Twitch. And of course, I'm having a great time there. And you might see me do some impromptu streams here and there if I happen to be feeling better. But right now, I'm just focusing on taking care of myself. And of course, every Thursday, you will allow me to be here for the Ahsoka talk. I will be here.
Brilliant. No, we always appreciate you coming along, and thank you very much for doing the summary today. I know there was a lot there to try to get through and pack it in and everything like that. And yeah, definitely look after yourself. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you when you feel that it's the appropriate time to continue on with things. Quickly, one Brickstud, what do you got sort of coming up on your socials and with Gringotts?
Yeah, during the stream, I started to build Gringotts. I've started with the dragon. There's going to be regular updates on Instagram. I'm going to do a few reels. I've just started to do a few reels at the moment. And I'm just going to be going heavy on my journey, building probably the greatest set of this year, maybe the greatest Lego set ever made. Because I do think Gringotts is right up there. And yeah, I built the GWP, the Gringotts Vault, and obviously I've started with the Dragon, and I'm going to move on to the underground system and work my way up to the bank. And I'm going to take my time with this experience because it's my white whale set and more. I don't want to rush it. I don't want to build it very, very quickly. I want it to cross over into October. I'm just going to take my time. I might even watch 1 or 2 Harry Potter films when I'm building it, and yeah, and just enjoy the whole experience. Because I mean, we like Lego, we love Lego, but there's only 1 or 2 sets. You know, it's very rare that we generally get our white whale set, and I'm just gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna just drag it out and just absolutely enjoy it. So, you know, during the stream, I have started this dragon, which is the Ukrainian Iron Belly, and yeah, I'm just buzzing to continue building Gringotts.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah, no, it's nice to see somebody sort of taking their time with it and you know, really appreciating it. So, Kerry, now that you're back from Legoland and Lego House all energized and everything, what's coming up on your socials?
So, I've finally made some videos, and they are up on YouTube as we speak. I made like a short and a video of all things Lego and what I did over the weekend. I am still building this, which is just exactly what you said. It was my white whale set. I finally got it. I'm absolutely loving building it. Not in the picture. There we go. Look how beautiful. Just do that. And I have said that I'm going to stream every single aspect of it as well, which I have done up until now. So I haven't built any of this off stream. So whenever I start to build a little bit, I just turn the camera on. And I think I'm up to this will be episode 5, so the next one will be episode 6. And yeah, so I'll be definitely streaming next Tuesday, but I'll also be popping on stream randomly throughout the weekend to build some, as and when. Maybe even tomorrow, not sure yet. But yeah, so that's me.
Brilliant. Yeah. No, that's great to see that there, and yeah, definitely have to check out some of your Legoland videos as well. And
I think a reel's just blown up on
Insta
as well, so check that one out.
What we're doing, I'm doing some actual real life socializing this weekend for a full day.
Oh yeah, I'm doing that as well.
Yeah, going to meet up with some people in Southampton and spend as much time as possible packing pub cups and then go for lunch. And otherwise, just, yeah, I don't know, not much, building the Lion Knights Castle and then be back on here next week. And then if I post anything on Instagram, then I post it on Instagram.
on Instagram there. Okay, brilliant. No, that's good. And yeah, I always get a bit envious. It sounds like the Southampton store is quite good, and there's a good group of people who go down there. So excellent. Hopefully you have some happy hunting on April Day as well. And Nicole, lovely Amazon Germany affiliate. What's coming up on your socials?
Yeah. Continuation of Ahsoka's ship. So far we got. Now we will go all the way tomorrow when I'm going to meet on Instagram with So Awesome Fishy. Giao and we are going to meet at 3 p.m. UK time, which is 10 a.m. US time, West Coast, I think. I hope so. New York time, 10 p.m. 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Oh, in the morning. 10 in the morning. New York time. And 3 p.m. in the afternoon, UK time. Right. On Instagram.
Excellent. Brilliant.
If you are all going...
If
you're all going to your lug meets as well, look out for this piece here, which has appeared on the walls just recently. It's a snot brick.
Oh,
they had that in
and
Bunk recently.
you can create some of these. There you go.
Oh,
yeah.
With that.
Yeah.
I just wish that because all these basically were off the wall at Billund. So every single piece was on the wall. And I was like, and there was 2 of these to be playing about with, and me and my mates were playing with them, thinking, we're going to get told off in a minute. But nobody told us off. And then when I looked more closely, I'm like, oh, all those pieces are on the wall, even down to the little tiny pieces at the bottom and everything. So I basically filled up 2 pick-a-brick cups and was pretty much bang on the mark with the pieces. You needed 100 of these pieces in the cup, and I managed to get 110 or so into each cup.
Yeah.
And then every single piece of this that was on their wall I picked up, and I was 1 piece missing, but I knew that I had some of these at home, and then I got plenty of these ones, and then I think I needed 100 2x4 tan pieces, and then I did not pick up enough 2x2 light bluish grey plates, but I had plenty of those at home as well. And those black handle pieces. But yeah, so 2 lightsabers, the cost of 2 pick-a-brick cups.
Yeah.
Nice.
And they're quite sturdy as well.
Yeah, that's really impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a nice little souvenir to be bringing back from the Billund. And excellent. Yep. So coming up from me, Saturday, we releasing top 5 most expensive Lego sets. I think we're up to 2001 now, so the prices are actually getting quite low, which is kind of interesting. And then should be next Thursday, 8:30 UK, 3:30 EST in the States. Be back for this stream again, and third hour will be the Ahsoka recap, like what we've done now. And I think otherwise everybody's details should be down below around the video. Be sure to check them out. With most of this are on YouTube and Instagram and some on Twitch, so you can go through and find everybody's details there. And just quickly, shout out to people who were in the chat earlier: Omega Man, Mayo, great to see you. 2 to 4 players: TJ, Simon, Benji, Madlib, KO, Pologrix, Boba Levo, and I think there's a few others in there. Appreciate that. I think that's just about everything. Unless anybody else has got anything they want to just quickly say before we get out of here.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.
That's all good. Thanks to everyone for coming along. Always appreciate it. Yeah. And it's always great to catch up and particularly have a bit of a chat with Ahsoka, particularly considering the episode's been so good. Again next week. Have a good one and see you later on. Bye.
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 Mr. Bigger. Give me a super duper.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.